Yeah, welcome to the dojo, baby, man. Have no fear, TyKwonDoe is here, man. We got part 2 of Andrew Tate versus the whole room, as what y'all call modern women. And we got the head of the team, Brittany Renner. Now, for the first half, just to sum it up, it was debates around monogamy and men being monogamous, men's right to cheat, a couple of women arguing over things. And it looked like Tate got really one real teammate here. And it's, Auntie. It's Auntie right here, you know what I'm saying? She been snapping. She been putting up a lot of buckets. And Brittany Renner been quiet for a lot of the video. So maybe in the second half, we're going to see her cook. You know what I'm saying? Because they teamed down like 50. I ain't going to lie. They got to get some buckets. We're going to see what type of time it is, if it's demon time or not. As always, Dojo to the moon, to Saturn, and we leave in the solar system. The limps don't even know we exist. We call them limps because they simps. We drop the S and give them an L because that's all they take. And we about to smoke that 300K pack. Let's get lit, man.
A baseline child support, $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month. That's if you have a kid, baseline, regardless of income.
Let me turn this
if
up a
your
little
man wants to give you more, he does. If he doesn't, whatever. But when you come along and start saying this % of a man's income, do you have any idea how scary that is to a man who works for his money? He works for his money. And do you know why it's scary? It's not just because he's giving his money away. It's because he knows he isn't giving money to the kid.
Yeah.
The kid, you can raise a kid on $500 a month in most of the world. You want that kid in Gucci, you in a nice car, going on dates with another dude with my money. I'd rather burn the fucking house down than give it to you under those
circumstances. They should make vouchers for child support.
I just think it incentivizes poor decisions. Like I haven't gotten pregnant by someone, but I'm saying, you're gonna pay someone who's done that. Like, why did they get?
Okay, but I'm literally telling you that if I made more money than him, I would have no problem paying for my child. And there's child support laws vary in different states. So in North Carolina, for instance, if you make over combined of $300,000 a year, then you are considered off the grid. So then you have to prove this is how much your rent is. Any bill that my son occupies, I get a percentage of. So on the low end, it would be 50%. If there's a big enough salary gap, it could be up to 97%. In the court, the judge gets to decide what makes the most sense. So if my child's father makes $20 million a year from basketball, he gets to decide if $6,000 is a lot, if $8,000 or $10,000, whatever. But you have to prove that. So it's not like you just it's enough money for a Chanel bag. Like these are my son watches Peppa Pig. That's a cable bill. You know what I mean? So it's a percentage of everything. So you're not like just living.
Hey, let my child support be 15, 10, 20, 30 bands a month. I'm unplugging the shit out that TV. Fuck Peppa and that goddamn pig.
You're just
that's pork. That's a rhyme.
So you're able to. There's a roof over your son's head.
Fuck the pigs.
So it's all down to choices.
And the man made a choice too, because I can't get pregnant unless he nuts in me.
I understand that, but I'm
then there's nothing to argue. You understand that.
You're the one that's you're in control of who gets born. Abortion's legal.
Okay,
as soon as he nuts, it's completely out of his control.
Listen,
can I just say something though?
Wait,
just playing devil's advocate, that I had my child and me and the dad went together, and I didn't take a penny from him, and the government wanted me to, but I decided that no, that he was better off that my child, I look after him myself. Anything he wants to give his son, if he wanted to, is extra, but I worked hard and I done it all on my own because it was just less. Because it's less headache. It's less headache.
And I know a lot of women that went that route.
It's my child.
It's unfair though that you have to think that he's not going to be a man and take care of his child. Don't you think that's unfair on you?
How do you feel about that, chat?
No, because he's my child and he's happy, and I'll give him what he wants.
Child as well. He made that child.
That's why I don't need a man at the whole point is you choose who you sleep with.
Listen, right? As far as
he chooses as well. That's the thing.
Yeah, this is two to tango. What are we talking about?
I'm saying right now it's not fair because women have abortion that's legal. It's not legal for them. They get no say. They get no say, and the same thing with birth control.
I could have done, but it wasn't worth my time. Well, I'm not going to go and fight a man.
IUD, it's like 99.9%.
But what if the man wanted the child though?
That's exactly my point. So I was on birth. Let's just look at me as an example.
My point. I think he should.
You know how scary it would be if when you and that woman not on the same page. When it's like, you know what I'm saying, like I want it, I don't want a baby right now. And she's like, well, I'm gonna keep it.
Dio yub.
You gonna do what? or I want to keep it, and she's like, no, I don't want it. So it's like, damn, bro. Just you're banned in my chat, bro. Completely.
I think he should take care of it, but I just don't agree with having legal incentives for women to leave.
This is where I had it yesterday, right, Chad?
He should give you money for the kid. If you have a kid, you should, but I just don't agree with
See, but the thing is, if men stood up and became fathers to their children, women wouldn't have to.
Women choose differently.
We're in control. We're in control of who we sleep with. So at the end of the day,
that's not the point, because he wanted the child.
But you pick who you sleep with.
Okay.
So if you pick a guy that's getting girls pregnant left and right,
but she doesn't know that he's not going to be there. She doesn't know that.
If she married him, she'd be all right.
She trusted this man to be a father to a child, and now she's left with a child, and no one's going to support her.
Marry him.
Don't you think that's unfair?
Should have married him first.
I mean, you can get married.
Of course.
You get married, but you get married.
That's what I'm saying. It's
You
just
think
like
marriage is what solves problems? Are you guys actually
No,
sitting
what I'm
here?
trying to say, marriage will solve
you
her
don't
financial
talk- You've already
problems.
spoken, Auntie. Please don't cut me off. This is the problem, yeah? Stop acting like every woman that leaves a marriage and gets divorced is because she's this and she's that. There's a lot of women that suffer and they actually need the support and the legal incentive so that they know when they leave, somebody can back them up because they'll be on their own. Stop acting like men are angels, because there's a lot of men that are dealing with a lot of the traumas that they have from a man's world being difficult. The same way that Andrew Tate explained, a man's world is highly competitive. Men are out there suffering. It is hard to be a man, and a lot of the time, the person that takes the brunt of it is the woman. So yes, she's well within her right to leave, take her child, and be in a better place, and the government should step in to make sure that that man that made her make that decision steps in for their kid.
Can I say something?
The time that she takes
that made her make that decision. Nobody can make you do anything.
Her make that decision, steps in for their kid.
Can I say something?
The time that she takes to take care of the child is the time that she doesn't have to go to work. So she's already done on income and she's having to be taking care of the child on her own. That don't make sense. Not every man is a bloody angel and not every woman is a devil.
Hang on. Wait, hang on a minute.
I'm kind of over this segment of the conversation. I might literally like skip the whole segment. I mean, if you have a baby, right? In theory, child support is supposed to be like, oh, you know, fuck with a guy, you know, has a baby, takes two to tango. He just says, I don't want to be responsible in any way, shape, or form. Government says, you know, we're going to hold you accountable, at least financially. But they take money out, all types of shit. Like, child support is just not a clean situation. But in theory, like in the intention of it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like don't let this dickhead just walk away free of responsibility. That just doesn't like. What is the point of this conversation though? Like, are we like, if you choose a bad man, and then, you know, a woman jump in, well, how are you supposed to know he wasn't going to take care of his child? I think I would like to think that you can talk to a guy and judge him the kind of man he is. Like, there's a huge difference between a deadbeat walk away from you dad principle, fundamentally. Like, a man that's going to take care of his child, regardless of if he likes you or not, and stands on his principles and fundamentals. You know what I'm saying? I mean, again, outside of the bad relationship with the mother, because that can also make it harder too. The mom hate the dad hate the mom, and then, you know, the child becomes like some spiteful toy in the middle. But then again, two adults making bad decisions and, you know, the child having to suffer for it. I think that's the most fucked up position about it. It's like, yo, what's best for the child here? It's best for the child is that both parents contribute.
Leave. Go ahead.
Hang on a minute.
How do you do that, bro?
When did I say a man was an angel?
How do you do that? How do you do that? How do you do that? How do you do that?
I'm talking. No, I waited.
Yes, you did.
I waited. Right? So now it's my time to talk.
Talk to me.
What I was saying to her is that if she had got married first, then she would have been all right. She would have to be fighting for the court. So the same law that you're saying would have supported her and her child.
And
that is the difference between getting married first.
No,
and that's what I'm saying. And that's what when people were saying about
just gives you more money. Then
hang on a minute.
a divorce and kids. It's not a good decision, yeah?
Excuse me, but I shut up when you were talking.
Go on, apologies, my auntie.
Right.
I didn't mean to disrespect you.
So what I was trying to say is that there is an incentive when women get married first and have children. Because I'm not saying that you, I'm just saying women in general. If a woman gets married first before she has a child and then it leaves, then it's totally different. Like he said before, she's set up for life. If she leaves, she's set up for life. So if somebody else,
for life without marriage, though, that's the point.
No, and
what you want to hear.
No, and as a person, again, let's ask somebody who's actually going through, because none of you fucking know what the fuck you're talking about when it comes to child support, lawyers, none of that shit. None of you fucking know, okay? So you don't. The reality is, if I would have gotten married and did everything right and did everything the moral way, right? Guess what? All I would have on top of what I'm going through with child support is alimony. So I'm still in the courts fighting, whether I'm married or whether I'm not. So that I get what you're saying, because hey, you at least get the commitment to, you know, maybe back up that he's gonna be there, but it doesn't ensure anything. Everybody wants a fucking guaranteed thing. There's no guaranteed in life.
We're talking different places. When you're in America and you're married and you divorce, you still got to fight for your money. And would you still
not in England. To get a lawyer.
Right, not in England. In England, you get a lawyer and it's sorted. That's the difference. But you would have to be going there saying, "Oh, I need this for my child, and I need this." Once you get divorced and you go to court, it's that much.
I really don't get Brittany's stance. Like, it come with the territory. It is what it is. It just happens like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really get the fucking, you know, discourse going on in this conversation.
Money and child support are different.
I'm saying she just spent £50,000. She's still fighting. You have to pay that here. You would not have to pay that here. You would not have to pay that here. You would not have to pay that here. Do your research. You would not have to pay that here. When you get divorced, she wouldn't be going for all the battle that she's going. It'd be simpler in England to get divorced than in America.
She will still take your money, boys. In England, take your money. Don't get married. Have a parental partnership. Love your woman. Pay whatever you
I just want to make a point. You know what you were saying? Get married. Even Tate said it himself. Men don't want to get married anymore.
Why are you not turning what he's saying? Why are you not twisting what he's saying? You're not even listening to what he's saying.
It's not attractive anymore. It's more at loss for a man to get married.
You're taking what he's saying and you're twisting it to suit yourself.
What did you say? I'm not. He literally said, Tate, didn't you say that men are scared of getting married now?
Yeah, okay, but why?
Because, like you said, with child support, they feel like there's no advantage.
And so alimony,
you say just get married. It's not that simple because men don't want to marry you.
Okay, so let's analyze that point. And first thing, back to the child support thing. What's actually interesting to talk about is there's a lot of countries in the world where there is no child support system and it functions, right? So you have to, if you want to pay attention to actually, you know, learn about society as a whole, it's very interesting to study all the different societies and economies in which there is no child support and children don't die. I mean, people get divorced and they still find a way to function. And it's interesting, and it's a very long conversation because it extrapolates about how the whole society works as a whole. That's the first point. Second thing, I'll actually sit here and argue the point that I don't think any man really ever wants to get married. I think that women convince him to get married. And I think that any woman who is genuinely serious about convincing her man to get married could do it. I don't think, in the modern world at least, men wake up and go, can't wait to get married. But what they do is they get a chick who's so good and ticks so many boxes and makes them so happy, and she'll sit there and say, you know what? It would mean the world to me. Please. And he'll go, oh, for fuck's sake. All right, then. And that's what happens. So I still think you can convince 99.9% of men to marry you. The point I was making is...
You know why I agree with that point? Because that was my own mental conclusion. Like, I even said this back, all the way back to when that Melly Monaco video where we had a debate on this, and it was about, would you make a girl sign a, what the fuck is it called? Starts with a P, you know, I can't even remember the word. But in the conversation, I said, I don't think I'm ever getting married. A prenup, right. I don't think I'm ever getting married. But if I did, she's signing that prenup. And the whole philosophy around that was, you can go watch that video in the debate we had on that. But I had that same kind of mental thought. Like, I don't think I'm getting married. But if I was with a woman and it was like, all right, I dreamed about this since I was a kid and blah, blah, blah. Then we can go through the what's it called? The celebration, the ceremony of it, because that shit mean a lot to other people's families. I feel as though it's a positive way to organize family. Because guess what? A lot of times when our families get together, bro, it's funerals. Think about the last time you saw a bunch of your family members in the same room. It probably was a fucking funeral. It's not often that you get positive events to bring people together. So out of the care and concern of that, like, okay, you know, it means something to her. Okay, I can get all of our families together in a spot. That's what I would do it for. I'm not doing it, I want this ring. Like, I don't give a fuck for
The society isn't convincing the man to marry. It's not like it used to be where the man believed he had to be married. Society's done the opposite. So it's your job as a woman to make it clear to him that it is worthwhile. Mm-hmm. Once again, how would you convince a man it's worthwhile for him to say, that's my wife? Status. That's how you do it. This is a misunderstood hack to men as a whole, is status. If you can convince that man, but by marrying you, his status will increase amongst his peers, he's going to do it. And for anyone out here who disagrees with me, the things men do for status, let's actually analyze how baseline men are. What is status? Status is respect, right? Men kill over respect. Gangs kill each other over respect. A man will smash another man's face in for insulting him. We will die for respect and status. You tell me we won't get married? We'll die for we'll go to the front line of a war, and the only reason we don't walk away and abandon our post as artillery shells rain is because we're afraid of being mocked for being a coward. We'll die for status. So status is what it's all about. It's what it's always been about. If you wanted a man to marry you, status. And it's the same thing with nearly anything you want to do with a man.
Status or honor and purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Don't know anything about.
I'll choose those words. I'll choose those words more intentionally. I feel like purpose. They're going down the front lines for a purpose. You know, and the meaning behind that. You know what I'm saying? You disrespect me. You know, the purpose and the meaning behind that is I'm standing on my honor. You know
I don't know, right? But I'll tell you this now.
Respect, same, about the same shit. Honor, status, respect feels a little bit different.
This NBA player believed that he would be higher respected amongst his peers and amongst society for taking care of you properly. That's what he'd fucking do. He doesn't feel that because either he's rolling with the wrong people, or you've pissed him off in a way, or something public's happened. I don't have a clue, but something's happened where he feels like if I take care of her, I'll look like a bitch. That's what he's scared of. If it was inversed,
the only reason I said that is because status feels like what other people think about you. Honor, code, purpose. That's what it means to you. That's you saying to yourself, "This is what it means to me, and here's what I'm gonna live on and stand on it as a man."
No problem giving you money.
You know what I'm saying?
Because that's how men function. I'm telling you right now, as a man, I'm telling you what I would do. If I had a chick with a woman, right? And she went on the news, top cheese this and fucking... like I said, I have no idea what you've done, but I'm just giving my personal made-up scenario.
Oh, yeah.
She would go on the news, top cheese this, and he fucking lied to me, he's a piece of shit, da-da-da. And then I bought her a Bentley. Women's like, well, look, she insults top cheese, she insults him, and he's a simp, da-da-da. But if she was like, you know what, he's misunderstood, he's a good guy, it just didn't work out, boom, 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 I'd bet she'd be in a mansion. Right? And would that be me being a nice guy caring about her? Or let's be honest, would it be me being a selfish piece of shit dude and saying, what makes me look better? Men are all about status. It's how we function. It's how we function as a whole. So society, this is where it extrapolates and gets interesting. When society with this new think has destroyed all of the baseline humanities and baseline understandings of how men interact with women. And now, all the things we previously understood about what made a good man, what made a good woman, and how we should act together and how we should interact has been erased. Of course men are acting like dickheads, and of course women are doing wrong things, so nothing makes sense anymore. You've taken the chessboard and moved all the fucking pieces around. Nobody gets it. It should be very simple. I'm a man, I work hard, I take care of my woman. I'm the man of the house. She treats me with respect. She would never insult me or raise her voice to me in front of other people. She's a problem. She brings it to me in private. We act as a team. We work together. If we break up, she was a good woman to me. She fulfilled her roles the best she possibly could. I'm still a man. I'm going to take care of her. But all of that is gone. All of it's gone. All of it. And it's gone because of all the ideas we were discussing earlier. The feminism, the new age bullshit, the fucking dudes left and right and center. All these things... All these baseline things have eroded society to the point where now you have men ignoring their paternal instinct. You have men who will sit there and go, that's my child, but I fuck her. That's actually a massive observation to make about how fucked up society is. And it shouldn't be that way because men in a lot of the world are not like that. And so you have to look at all these small things. The small things we talk about, it's no big deal. She goes on boats in Miami, it's no big deal. It is a big deal because now that dude ain't going to want to fucking pay child support because you were on those fucking boats with the other team.
And the thing is that
do you think that men...
That was well said, Sagittarius.
Thank you very much.
Do you think that men marry for like high status families? Like I'm thinking of like Ivanka Trump. Like would someone marry a girl for... like status in that way?
Well, that is one of the most... I mean, if you look at arranged marriages, it's all for status, right? That's an example. But men primarily marry for... I'd argue that men... And I say this about men, but women do the same thing, right? Women love the idea of getting status from a man. Mm-hmm. Women love the idea, and this is where it actually gets a bit messy. The waters get muddy.
I said, women love a trophy.
Women love the idea of bragging about the man they're with. Mm-hmm. But they can only brag about the man they're with if other women want that man. So you're saying you love women who get cheated, women love getting cheated on. That's not true. But women do not like men that other women don't want. If you were to say, look, I got my man, he's perfect, he's rich, he da-da-da-da-da, and every girl in the room would go, I would never touch him. She'd be like, oh, shit. Oh, I don't want him either then. What the fuck
But
is
you
this?
know, can I add on top of that?
But it's true, right? No. Women want men that all the women want.
Do you know what's the best man that woman wants? Is the one that every girl wants, but he doesn't want them.
Okay.
A selective man.
Yeah,
I'm sure
That's more
But
valuable
that's
than
the
the top
problem.
But
chick
that's
that
the
gets every
fantasy.
You're
house.
saying
That's
that
the
men,
fantasy.
but Tate,
No, that's
you're
not
saying
the
that
fantasy.
men are
That's
now
not that
polygamous
selective.
and women should accept
It's a lot more rare. That's why we're gonna call that a fantasy.
that.
You know what
That's
I'm
the
saying?
problem.
Not a lot of men that get options and you know get exposed to those options go crazy with them. No bullshit. Like especially like chat. Listen, especially if you never got woman your entire life, and you get in a position to get woman. It's like how people say, those people that got bullied their whole life and then they get a little bit of power, they just abuse that power. It be a lot of those situations. Like if a dude used to women his whole life, he's not going to be as impressed by the bottom half of a woman. Oh, she's pretty. Oh, she got a pussy. At this point, this man is going to sit here and say, I'm looking at these options and I'm vetting y'all more critically. I'm sitting here looking at y'all. Do I want you? Do I want you? Do I want you? No, yes, no, yes, no. Or why not? You know what I'm saying? So he's probably going to be fucking around with those options or keep. It's different. It's different levels to it. A man might have those options open. He might be openly talking to 5, 6, 7, 10 women at once. Or another guy might be, none of them are close. None of them are in his like top priority. Like, all right, this is the main chick. But he might only want that main chick and he might be vetting and just openly exploring his options. You can't tie that man down because guess what? He'll bounce in a second. You can't tie me. Like, what? Why do I need you? I don't need you. You know what I'm saying? You got to give me reasons to even want you to begin with. Being pretty ain't enough.
Men are
Those are the men she's talking about. The men that really sit here and look at women and like, all right, why you?
Continuously disrespecting their woman. Like, yeah, you know what? You can't be with one woman. Now you want to keep cheating with all these different women.
That's not what he said. He's saying if you're gonna go for a high status guy, if you're gonna go for the top 5% of guys, that's what comes with it. And if not, then go for the average guy.
Can I just say that before?
So is it okay for average guys to stick with one woman then?
It's not about okay. It's okay for anyone to do whatever they want. I'm not sitting here saying what's okay and what isn't okay. What I am talking about is observations about the baseline realities of how humans function. What I'm telling is if you give a man unlimited options, like the men at the top of society have, on a long enough time scale, he will explore said options. That is a fact. Like I said earlier, you can walk into a car garage and buy a Nissan, and that's reliable and it'll never let you down. Or you can buy a McLaren. You cannot sit like women do and go, I want the McLaren that's reliable like the Nissan. Well, guess fucking what? That's not real. So you have to choose.
Can I ask you something, Mr. Tate? Can I ask you something? Years ago, right, do you think it makes a difference? Because years ago, if you want to meet a man, you go out there, you actually talk. But now you meet a guy, he can go and check out your IG and see what you're all about. Don't you think that by them being able to look and see what you're all about, that makes a difference to how they perceive you?
100%. I think society is fundamentally and utterly broken. I think the way that men and women interact is broken. I think that men are broken. I think that women are broken. I think everything is completely fucked, genuinely. And this is where we go into the small things. We're talking about status. You're right about IG. If I go on a date with a girl and I look at her Instagram page, I'm sitting there thinking, does this make me look good or bad? Yes, I want her to be hot. Yes, I want her to have followers. Yes, I want everyone chasing her. But what's that caption about fucking city life? And what's this about? What's that? That's not, nah, that puts me off, right? So it's interesting. What's also interesting is the majority of women don't have a clue in the modern world what men find attractive. So we said earlier in the very beginning of this podcast about men who want their dick sucked and all this bullshit. Men don't, that's not attractive to men. We don't want any of that.
And they'll fuck around and find a man that'll fuck anything. You'll find a man that you'll go find a sucker. Oh well, look, that dude will fuck anything. Sis, the way he said to you in that DM, that's a copy and paste. That date he took you on, he took everybody on that date.
Most women, if you were to say, how do you attract a man, they wouldn't have a Scooby-Doo. They wouldn't have an idea.
I know. They want a submissive woman.
Hello,
she cooks for him. Give him some massage. Feed him grace.
It's not just
pat his head.
It's not just about that. One of the important things for being a man, especially in a relationship, is we want to be our woman. If I have a woman and I love her, I want to be her portal to the world. I want her to experience things through me and see things through me. So for that, I need a degree of innocence and purity for her. I want to be the first person to put her on a private jet. I want her to get on the jet and go, wow, I did it. Oh, you took me. It's like you wouldn't want to give someone a Christmas present if they'd had 10 presents better than you beforehand.
Yeah,
would you? It's like, well, duh.
Yeah.
So as a woman, what makes you attractive to a man to a degree is your innocence and your purity. This is very important. And it can go down to very basic, simple things. I'll tell you, if I walk in a club, do you know who the hottest girl in the club? It's the girl who isn't dancing, isn't twerking on a fucking stage, not surrounded by dudes. When girls want male attention in a club, they start drinking, twerking. That is the most revolting, haram bullshit. I may want to fuck you, but I don't want to be with you. If you show me a girl sitting in the corner, shy, I'm like, good, she hasn't experienced too much life. I can show her things. And also, not just show her things. This is a very important point that I get attacked by the Matrix for because they completely misunderstand my purpose. As a man, if I'm out here struggling and leading and trying to lead my household, I also want a woman who shares my values. I want to a degree to educate my woman and show her things and for her to agree with me. Like you said earlier, looking for a male role.
That's in that he spit. The woman that shares the values.
Role model. You want to be a role model to your woman. If she's too experienced with life, it's difficult to be a role model. If she's sitting there shy and quiet, you can come along and say, no, you know what? Don't take the fucking vaccine. Listen to me. And you can be a role model for her. You can't do that for a woman who knows too fucking much, knows too many dudes, been too many places. So it's this degree of purity that we're looking for that's super...
She's going to give you a harder time or a more difficult time, submitting to you or following you again behind you because 9 times out of 10, she's already, been in a situation where she's developed some sort of trust issues or she's saying at this point in her life, I don't want to just fall over a man like I did before when I was young and dumb. So, I mean, if she has a good attitude, just because, she has experience or she's of a certain age or something like that, does not mean she will not be coachable. You know what I'm saying?
Important.
But most men just want to come and get a woman. She young, dumb, she don't know nothing, and it's just easier to just follow me. You know what I'm saying?
I'm curious. If you said if she's like done too many things, that's like bad. Right?
Yes, correct.
So, I'm not even talking sexually, like been on a private jet. Yeah. I'm curious because I lived
But how do you get on a private jet without sucking dick?
Oh, I was just curious because my dad's part of he's top 1% in terms of income. And I was just curious, is it different if you did stuff with your dad?
Well, no, that's fine.
No, not like that. Not sexual. That's no, I meant
she said private jet.
Yeah, private.
I know what you're saying. Well, I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
But my point is that we're looking for a true degree of innocence inside of females, and it's that innocence that's going to make us feel protective over them, and that the protectiveness is going to make us be good men. Mm-hmm. Okay. So when we're looking at society as a whole,
for me, it's her loyalty. Let me see her character. Let me see what she's about. Let me see if she's God fearing. You know what I'm saying? If she's purpose driven. Let me see if she lives for fulfillment and not fun. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling y'all, just being 21 myself, the young bitches is not. It almost looks like age ain't really a descriptor of innocence and purity no more. You know what I'm saying? These young bitches is getting to it. You know what I'm saying? What age are we talking about? You know what I mean? So it really just gotta be that maturity and where a chick head is at. A lot of the younger women is just not yeah.
On how broken it is, I understand that men have a massive role to play, women have a massive role to play, but a lot of the paternal instincts and instinctual behaviors of men, because the instinctual behavior of man is to die for his woman.
It's the same. It's like how you a homebody, but everybody got the address.
Like someone comes to try and take her, pull a sword, die to defend her, right? If you're going through life and you find that men don't really feel about you that way, that's because a lot of their instinct is being eroded by the fact that you, like you said, they look through your IG or they look through your life and you've lived so much life and they just feel like, there's nothing new I can bring to this girl's reality.
But I don't feel like that's true.
I wouldn't find the utility in a woman's life based on how much new shit I can expose her to. Again, like I said, I'm looking for character. I'm looking for loyalty. I'm looking for purpose. I'm looking for fucking like a role player. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get down or get out. You know what I'm saying? You about the program, you about the plan, or you about something else. You know what I'm saying? You ain't for me. Simple.
True though, because I think it's I get what you're saying to a degree, right? But it's you could be on a private jet 10 times, but it's gonna be special because it's with you.
Yeah. Not for him, it isn't. Not for him. For him, it's special because it's your.
See, catch this.
But it's gonna be special because it's with you.
Yeah. Not for.
Watch this, hold
on. Him, it isn't. Not for him. For him, it's special.
It depends where your mind is at, though. That's a woman. That's really a woman's perspective right there. Like, oh, and this is what I tell y'all when I say this: a woman can be two different women A woman can become a completely different woman messing with two different guys. Two different guys can mess with the same woman and get a completely different woman out of her. And to the point she's making about, oh, it's special because I'm doing it with you. This is why I tell y'all, for all the guys that say, oh, I have to take her on dates, I have to spend money on her, I have to do this. No, you don't. Nigga, if she like you enough, she'll meet you behind a dumpster. Nigga, if she like you enough, she'll walk to your house. She'll get there, she'll find a way. For the dude she really likes and the dude she really cares about, or etc. It don't matter how much money you spend on her. It don't matter where you take her or where you don't take her. She is standing by him. You know what I'm saying? So to her testament of like, oh, I've been on the jet before, but it's special because I'm with you. And that's the point I make when I talk about that dating situation. Like, I don't give a fuck where we go. As long as I get to spend time with you, I'm good. But that really takes the woman, like, again, I made a video on that talking about, when she wants you versus when she needs you, and being when you're the different type of man, the quality of man that you are. And it didn't have to do with spending money or having access to your resources. So the point that Tate is about to make, I feel like you only care about that if, again, your focus is on, I'm a top G. I want to be the top G in her eyes. But what makes me the top G? Am I the top G in her eyes because of my jet? And I'm the first jet she's seen, so she's not in. So his jet becomes less impressive if she's already been a jet. So he would feel like less of a top G in her eyes. I disagree with that as a man because I don't fucking have a jet, so I can't impress a bitch with a jet. But I'm just saying, I just, I like women to value me for different things than what I've shown them physically. I like to show a bitch something mentally. I like to fuck her mind. Lay that down on her. Drop some game on her. See if she coachable. See if I can teach her something. See if she, she adds value. See if she's purpose driven in life. If that's the case may be, let's see where we're going to go from here. If I'm just trying to fuck, it's different, though.
It's your first time, because men, maybe it's a biological predisposition, maybe it's just the way we're designed, but let's tie it back to sex. Virginity, first time. It's not that you've done it, it's that you've done it with the first time with me. That's what is important. It's experience as a whole that men find, it's just the truth. Call me misogynistic, cancel me, whatever. I'm telling the truth, I always have done. It's experience of life as a whole that men, to a degree, find off-putting. We don't want a woman who's had a bunch of trauma, had a bunch of experiences, done a bunch of shit, knows a bunch of people, been a bunch of places. That's the absolute opposite of what we want. We want the complete polar opposite of that. And what's funny is women want men who have done those things. I'll tell you right now, go out there and find a virgin woman and say, do you want to have your first boyfriend? Do you want to lose your virginity to a virgin man or a man
virgin hunk,
or a man who's had a couple girls? She'll choose a dude with experience as a virgin herself.
She's probably gonna pick that guy regardless because he's gonna have a little bit more confidence. He gonna handle her in a way which shows and expresses he knows what he's doing. You know what I'm saying?
Experience is always coveted and respected in men. It's the opposite in women.
That's true.
So it's true. So we have to look at how fucked up the world is. Women, especially between their 18 and 28, or 18 and 25, let's say, are living these crazy lifestyles, these crazy lives with the most important people, richest people on the planet, doing everything that can be experienced.
And here's where I agree with him on this part. Even though I say we value the woman or she's value us in her eyes for different reasons, I agree. It's like to the point. It's like, sis, if you being reckless with your life, if you just, let's just say reckless, whether it be the people you allow in your life, the things you do, the shit that you tolerate and you stand by, and the shit that you experienced, and then I meet you at a point in your life where you're like, okay, deal with me and make me something I'm not, I wouldn't deal with a woman like that. But if I met a woman, guess what? She's like, okay, I fucked up. I ain't gonna say I fucked 100, 200, 300 niggas. Let's not get into that. But I've made some mistakes. I'm not perfect or whatever. But I at this point in my life, I know the difference between a man and a guy who just is full of lust and just wants to fuck me, or if him fucking me validates me, and I have a low self-esteem, so I use sex to validate me, or likes on Instagram. Because again, she has to be in a certain headspace and maturity as a woman to even think like this. Nowadays, guess what? Social media trap. It's like she can get a quick fix of like snorting a line of coke. I have low self-esteem, let me post a picture. I have low self-esteem, let me go have some sex. I'm hurting or I feel emotionally, whatever, I'm gonna go have some sex. It's like how we said in the first part. All the solutions nowadays seems to be quick fixes, quick dopamine, quick sex, whatever. And that's why how these women are getting ran through and used up. They don't know how to, deal with themselves in sustaining and fulfilling ways. So if I see a woman and she's still in that current state of being, that current state of being, and she just is like just all over the place, reckless, and no purpose, no direction, or no no sense of like wanting direction in life, she's done.
It's done to the sun.
Goodbye.
And then at 29, 30, some dude's expected to come along, know he's second place to X, Y, Z, and be happy with that, and not allow it to hurt his ego, and sit there and pick it up and put a fucking brave face on. It kills him every day inside. That's the reality. He's in love with you. And
I mean, at the point, this is what it come down to, though, bro. Well, I ain't gotta worry about who fucking jet she been in, or the last nigga in her guts or something like that, cause I'm up in there. You know what I'm saying? Now again, let's not even sit here and pretend it's men. Let's say we think of some shit like, she like, oh, my last boyfriend had 14 inches. You'd be like, whoa. But is that going to kill you? Is it, oh, my last boyfriend had a jet, 14 inches, and he was 7'1". Like, obviously you just going, like, if you're secure in yourself, it won't kill you. Like, that's not, like, you'll be like, damn. But it's not like, it's not going to kill you. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to die behind that thought going over your head.
You've been fucking where with fucking who? I can't afford a jet. I'm Joe Schmo. Okay. That fucking breaks their hearts.
Do you think that hoes can ever be turned into housewives?
Okay, I'll answer that.
If she choose you, she choose you. A woman going to be with who she want to be with at the end of the day, always.
Question, and the answer is actually, truthfully,
no, it's done,
yes.
Not going to lie.
Which I know a lot of people are confused by. They can. If you're
that hoes can ever be turned into housewives?
Okay, I'll answer that question. And the answer is actually, truthfully, yes. Which I know a lot of people are confused by. They can. If you're a good enough, high enough level man, you absolutely can turn a hoe into a housewife, but why the fuck would you? Because you don't have to. A man like me, I could, but I'm not low on options, so I would never decide to do that. If you're a billionaire, could you you can find an old rusty car and rebuild it, or you can just buy a new one, right? So it's not about what could be done, it's about what will be done. So once women hit a certain status of man, I don't think women are stupid. I actually argue the fact that women have a beautiful intuition. I think that women, to a degree, their intuition is truly almost psychic. The number of times I've come home and she's like, you were cheating. And I was like, how the fuck did she know I was fucking cheating? Like, you have intuition and it's real. You guys are smart, right? And if they get to a certain echelon of man, they're not going to go anywhere because there's nowhere else to go. They're going to get to a guy eventually. They're going to stop at the buck and go, you know what? Where am I going to surpass this specimen? So I'm just going to behave for him. So you could turn a hoe into a housewife that way. But why would a man at that level want to do that?
Why do some guys at certain, and this is obviously a celebrity example, but I'm sure we can all think of examples in like day-to-day life where a guy with a lot of options does pick a hoe and like wife her, like for example, Kim and Kanye.
I'm about to say, this shit happen all the time. This shit happen every day. You know what I'm saying? I think I seen situations on the internet. Didn't like DJ Academics go through something like that? Like he was on the phone one time with this girl and she went and messed with another dude, and he's yelling at her about messing with the dude, and it's like, damn, the fuck. She was straight by the mention shit.
Does pick a hoe and like wife her, like for example, Kim and Kanye. Because Kanye clearly has options.
She did not want to be a housewife.
No,
she was a project.
Okay, I understand. I'm just asking because some guys do pick.
Yeah, they do, and it's a really good point. And I have nothing bad to say about Kanye. In fact, I think a lot of the work he's doing now in terms of attacking the Matrix is important. But I can give you a generalized answer. But it's a man who is not true to his masculine imperative, which is going to fall for the propaganda machine, which is being purported upon him, who's going to believe that all the crap that is being told by society, like a female's past doesn't matter and all this shit doesn't matter. This is what's interesting in the fight against the Matrix, because people always say to me, Andrew, why do you come here and say all these things? They're literally trying to destroy your life for what you say. And the truth is, as a man, you have two choices. You either fight against the programming and the brainwashing they're trying to put inside of all of our minds, or you end up fighting against yourself. If you're a man and you sit down and you believe the garbage that's just minds, or you end up fighting.
Think about that. Nipsey said the exact same shit. I could either be at war with myself and at peace with the world, or at war with the world. At war with the world and at peace with myself. I think you gotta hear that. He said you could either be at war with the world or at peace with yourself, or at war with yourself and at peace with the world. Come on now.
And he's going to believe that all the crap that is being told by society, like a female's past doesn't matter and all this shit doesn't matter. This is what's interesting in the fight against the Matrix, because people always say to me, Andrew, why do you come here and say all these things? They're literally trying to destroy your life for what you say. And the truth is, as a man, you have two choices. You either fight against the programming and the brainwashing they're trying to put inside of all of our minds, or you end up fighting against yourself. If you're a man and you sit down and you believe the garbage that society's telling you about how society functions between men and women, you're going to end up getting fucking wrecked like these dudes do. They sit there and go, just because she's fucked everyone doesn't mean she'll do it again. Just because, and they sit there like dummies and they get fucking wrecked, right? You have to sit there as a man.
You know what made me want to say something right here, chat? I'm going to add this too. How you get her is how you lose her. I've seen this happen many times in my life. Many times. Had a homie who was proud. He got this nice joint. She was tough. She really was tough. She was thick. She was pretty, all that. And he took her from another dude. And then lo and behold, how did he lose her? Somebody took her from him. There was more details to the situation and story behind that, but like how you get him is how you lose him. You get her with money, guess how you gonna lose her? With some money. You get her with your car, guess how you might lose her? She gonna go to somebody. How you get him is how you lose him. Every time, bro.
Man, go, no, I don't give a shit what society's telling me. I understand something baseline about humanity, right? And that's why they make these poor choices. And a lot of men do make these poor choices, but it's only in the West. It's only in the West where this propaganda machine exists. You will not find a Russian billionaire doing this dumb shit. You will not find a Chinese billionaire doing this dumb shit. You do not go to Saudi and find a sheikh doing this dumb shit. None of it. You only find it in the West.
Do you think the values of the West are spreading?
What values?
So
name a value of the West.
Sorry.
Name a value.
Sorry, I might have misspoke.
Ideals.
I mean, like the ideas of the West. Like I've just gotten I get messages from people like from all over.
It seemed like she was scared to challenge Tate. No, say a value.
And like in play.
Oh, God, a lot of values in the West. No judging. The idea that you can't judge. You know what I'm saying? Or what else, Chad? There's a whole bunch
This is
of
like
shit.
India. I've heard feminism is spreading there. Like I've heard that. Do you not find that to be true?
BLM.
So firstly, the West has no value. The only thing the West seems to defend fervently is LGBT. I'm not saying anything bad about it. I'm not. I'm just saying it's the only thing that they'll stand up and fight.
Safe space. That's the dumbest concept I've ever seen in my life. That is utopian. There's no such thing as safe. So when people talk about safe does not exist. Safety does not, like, there's no such thing as being safe. You only can be strong enough to deal with whatever comes. You cannot be safe. There's no such thing as safe.
I don't know why.
Period.
It's weird. Like this, they don't care about anything else. They don't care about children going without child support. They don't care about people dying in wars. They don't care about our parents being in parenting homes. They don't care about crime. They don't care about no one being able to pay their energy bills. They don't care about nothing. But they give a shit for some reason about this one thing.
And even that safe space thing, like let's have a conversation. It's a safe space. No, it's not safe. Some of the most effective conversations come from uncomfortable conversations. Some of the most meaningful discussions can come from like, hey, you're not going to like this. This will offend you. This will bother you. But I have to say it. It must be said. Just think of something simple. I gotta tell one of my friends, like, yo, bro, your breath stink. Oh, he's going to be happy to hear that? You know what I'm saying? Like no. This is going to be uncomfortable. It's going to, like, your breath stink. You know what I'm saying? You know, I got a mint. You know what I'm saying? You can go brush your teeth again. But it's going to get something done. These ideas that, you know, it's just safe, you know, there's no, it's going to hurt. It's going to offend you. It might, you know, you take it how you want, but, you know, it is what it is. This is what it is. This is why we get so many shape-shifting people who like beat around the bush, are afraid to be genuine and speak their mind and say what they mean and mean what they say.
Our parents being in parenting homes. They don't care about crime. They don't care about no being able to pay their energy bills. They don't care about nothing. But they give a shit for some reason about this one thing, and they'll fucking throw the flag all around the world.
When I was growing up, like, people really talk about certain phobias. Like, I'm claustrophobic, you know, tight spaces. You know, arachnophobia. I'm afraid of spiders. And it was like fat phobia. Like, I'm what?
Around sex.
That's all they care about. It's fucking strange. That's the first thing about the values of the West. Second thing, the harder society and the harder the life is as a whole, the longer it's going to take for feminism to spread. Feminism only exists in a vacuum of an easy life. If you're living in a society like India where life is hard, feminism disappears because the harder life is, the closer people naturally revert to their gender roles. If you got a bunch of 10 men, 10 women, stranded them on a desert island, and they had to survive, very quickly the men would do men shit and the women would do women shit. There'd be very little talk about feminism and equality, and all this shit would fucking vanish when shit hits the fan, right? So,
this is my last time pausing for a long time, but I learned this. What Tony Robbins said at when I went to one of his seminars. Tough times make strong men make easy times make weak men, and weak men make tough times. It was something like that. I paraphrase.
Countries where life is harder,
cycle,
feminism can't take hold because feminism can only exist in a vacuum of a very privileged life. I'm sure there's some kid in India who didn't get laid off some chick and he's complaining she's a feminist. There's a bunch of dumb shit, right? But I think the world is going to get a lot harder. I think the world is cyclical. I think it's been easy for a while. I think hard times are coming. And when hard times come, people are going to naturally revert to what gives them the highest chance of survival, which is gender roles, right? I have the best chance of survival being a man, and a woman has the best chance of survival being my woman. That's how she's going to function.
Do you think women typically are happier as housewives rather than a career?
Well,
depends on the career.
No,
depends on the man.
The answer is absolutely and utterly yes, because giving life is the most beautiful thing a female can do. That's what you've evolved to do. That's the thing that men cannot do. I think that women who focus on having children and do their best to be good mothers in the end are the happiest females on the planet.
Being a mother and being a housewife is kind of different though.
Okay, no, but it's essentially the same thing. If you're a housewife long enough, I'm going to assume you're going to end up having children. And I think that the sooner a woman has children, the better. If she can find a good man and have a child, that's a fantastic thing. I think it's a beautiful thing. And I don't see the point in a woman slaving away for a corporation that doesn't care about her as opposed to slaving away for her own flesh and blood. I think that's a complete waste of a life. I think if men are already doing that, why would you want to go along and do that as well?
Because a career is not just slaving away for a corporation. A career can involve a million different things.
Well, that's exactly what a career is. It's slaving away for a corporation that doesn't care about you. And I understand you have to pay the bills, and I understand you don't want to be completely sufficient. You want to be self-sufficient. You don't want to be dependent on a man. I understand all that. But in an idealistic scenario, in the vacuum of ideology, if you could sit and be a woman and focus on having children or focus on doing a job, I think on a long enough time scale, you're going to be much happier with your progeny as opposed to working a job.
Can I ask you a question? Because I feel like we talk a lot about hoes. We talk about a lot of the extreme. There's a lot of gray matter in the middle.
Sure.
Where a lot of women kind of get lost.
Yep.
For example, I think that one of the issues sometimes that I hear a lot about, and I personally may say I feel it sometimes, is that when you're also a quite educated woman, intellectual, intelligent, whatever, smart, a lot of the time, naturally, you speak in a way that stands out from other people, right? And I find that a lot of the time, that kind of intimidates some of the man them, where they start thinking, this girl is a bit too much. Now, it is not my fault that I'm smart. It's not my fault that I can put one and one together very nice.
If a man is intimidated by you as a woman for any reason, is a weak man. He's weak. Like, I mean, if you're argumentative, you have a bad attitude, don't equate that with, oh, I'm smart and I'm opinionated. Like, that's not the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so let's be real here. Like, a man should not be intimidated by any woman's, like, any greatness that she has, or any, quality that she has, or her work ethic, her ambition, her intelligence. It should not be intimidating.
I see very quickly. What kind of man is going to handle that?
I have to give me a minute.
This woman laughs like I don't speak 4 languages and got 3 degrees. Now I thought.
Wait, is she trying to say you're not smart?
It's okay. I speak how I do for a reason. So please, sir, can you help me out? I'm trying to find a husband, the kind of beast that can handle a woman like me.
Well, this is another point, right? And I'm only answering generally, right? Because this is the first time I've met all of you ladies. You've all been very polite to me. You've all been very nice. I'm just talking generally. And I'm going to answer it based on your last sentence. Your last sentence was handle a woman like me. Mm-hmm. Let's look at the average man's life, like I just discussed earlier, how difficult it is, how competitive he has to be, and how many problems he has to fix. Do you think he wants to handle any woman?
Okay, so...
Do you like the idea of any degree of problem? It's the straw that breaks the camel's back. Like the point of having a woman as a man, for me at least, is for her to be my peace and quiet.
Bam. And this is the key part. Like I said, I differentiated between your intelligence or any skills that you have. A man is not going to be intimidated by that because he's only going to benefit from it. But a lot of times women hide behind, well, I'm smart, I got money, I got this. He can't handle me. We're on the same team, sis. I'm not your enemy. What do you mean handle? You're already framing yourself as a burden. Because like even a man that is at your level, or let's say she said 3 degrees, high income, etc., whatever. It's nothing for him to handle. He just is who he is, and y'all come into each other's life. You come into his life, you come into your life, etc. And y'all get together however y'all collaborate and choose to. But the idea of handling or thinking you need to be handled as a woman, ladies, I'm gonna need y'all to leave that in the past. It's like, if a guy has to handle you, why are you putting up so much of a fight? Fighting a man, like, I'm not your enemy. We're on the same team. Like, all that, a man is gonna push you away. He's gonna chalk you. You're a headache. You're a problem. That handle idea is a red flag. It really frames you as something as a problem.
My life is stress. You see me, I'm rolling around with fucking security teams, and I got problems, and they're after me, and when I come home to my chick, the last thing I want to do is have to handle anything. I want her to just sit the fuck down and her make me happy. She used to be my positive energy. She used to be my sunshine in the rainstorm. Okay. So you're talking about him handle you. I don't know. I can't answer the question exactly, but if you're sitting there constantly arguing over small points or correcting him or that, he's probably thinking this is.
I would refute that. The sunshine part had nothing to do with this, but I like to talk about like this, like masculine and feminine energy, how they benefit each other in the relationship they have to each other. Masculine is the sun, feminine is the moon. The moon reflects the sun's light. So a lot of times your woman becomes what you pour into her. But this whole idea of handling, like I said, it didn't have anything to do with that. I just wanted to drop that gem on y'all, because a lot of times that's what I mean when I say, one women can mess with 2 different men and become a completely different woman. But as a man, if you're messing with a woman, you notice like she exhibits like an inclination to be hard-headed. Like she's inclined towards a bunch of fighting and arguing and battling you. Let her fight by herself. Do not change her or force her to be anything. Let it be by choice, not force. Let her be let her go be uncoachable, unconversationable. I'm making up words and shit like that. Go let that woman be whatever she is.
It's about,
because guess what? You deal with that, it will only exacerbate the problems within your relationship. Y'all gonna start arguing over random shit. Peace will feel like a fight to you, instead of something natural, instead of something you bring to each other, instead of being eased in each other's presence.
I don't have the energy for another fight.
Okay, so now let me add extra context to what I mean as well. So obviously submission is something that people talk about a lot. Yeah. For me, I'm a logical person, I believe, and I submit with logic. I don't submit by default because there's a level of respect that I believe I need to have to be able to submit. Obviously, it's not that I go around and I disrespect all men and everything, but I find that my level of thought process, a lot of the times,
it makes it hard. No, so I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah,
she's gonna have a harder time settling for a man because she's gonna look at him and analyze him in so many different ways.
Oh, but you need to find a man you truly respect to submit to him, and I completely respect that. And that's the same with 99% of women. Like you're never gonna submit to a man you don't respect. And respect is ultimately important, because you're not going to sleep with a man you don't respect. You're not going to be attracted to a man you don't respect. Respect is the bottom line of it. And the man has a job to do. He has a duty to do to be worthy of respect. But this all goes back into a very interesting point. Some of the points I've kind of mentioned earlier. If I was a woman, if I was a chick, the chance of me ending up in a relationship with a man I don't respect is 0%. I don't understand how you girls end up. Well, I do understand how you girls end up here. You end up here because of feminism, promiscuity, promises that running around taking dick is fine, dumb shit, stupid decisions. I'm independent, so it doesn't matter that he's a dummy. Bunch of garbage. When you should be waking up going, you know what? I'm going to be extremely selective, and I'm going to take my time and be very, very smart, because you're the gatekeeper. By the time you're in a relationship with somebody, you should have immense respect for that man. Absolute immense respect. You shouldn't be able to get there any other way. The only reason you've got there is because you've been tricked by society and lied to and told a bunch of fucking bullshit. So, so you're talking about submission and respect. Yeah, it'll come when you meet the right man, naturally. And this is another point I make, because I have a lot of men message me. I trust, guys, please understand, the most Googled man on the planet. I have 100,000 emails a day from people, and I get dudes email me, how do I get my woman to submit? And I can't reply to all the emails, but if I ever read them, I'm like, bro, you're a fucking dork. Why would she reply to you? Why would she submit to you? You're a fucking nerd. That's the truth. I'm not out here saying submit to all men. Men are the boss. I'm saying, listen, there's natural balance in the universe. When you meet a G, I've never had trouble with a woman obeying me. She just wants to. It's natural for our dynamic. If she didn't want to obey me, we wouldn't even get to the point of a relationship. If she didn't feel like she wanted to listen to me, we would have never got to where we want to get. It just doesn't work. That shit only happens when the female's fucking giving up sex too easy and the dude's just picking up easy pussy and they end up in some bullshit relationship. They don't even like each other. That's dumb shit. That's dumb shit, right? But I don't have any of these problems in my life. And if you're a dude at home and you're watching this and you go, I want my woman to submit, and she doesn't, guess what? She doesn't.
I'm gonna add this too. If you listen, guess what? Right here, this is why he's spitting. If you get into a relationship and you're dealing with that, you a dickhead. But let's say you meet the woman and it's like you're just getting to know her, she's just getting to know you, and you start to notice this before you ever choose to commit with her or take her more seriously. You can cut it off. You can chalk her. You can leave her alone and say, okay, yeah, she ain't for me. She act like we enemies. She act like we beefing. She act like, we have problems, or she putting up this extra fight. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I would add that context here. A lot of you dudes do not leave. A lot of y'all don't cut them off. A lot of y'all tolerance for bullshit be this too fucking high. Too fucking high. Listen, I'm telling y'all, you ask anybody that knew me for years, I am no tolerance. I'm talking about I cut women out like this. I'm talking about, like, listen, for certain reasons though, it'd be the principle behind things, certain red flags, certain thing I notice, certain things that add up. It's not like I live in a life where I'm trying to find a reason to cut her off, but I be noticing things where another dude might have put up with it. He might have accepted it. So he only made that behavior in her or mentality or mindset that she has 10 times worse. Oh my God, especially if she's pretty, she's bad, she's nice. She might have been convinced like, oh, the compliance of men in my life, how well they've treated me for a temporary time until they fucked, is all because of my looks. Exactly. Because you only mess with men who thought that was enough for you as a woman. Being pretty, oh, that's enough. That ain't enough for me. Your body ain't enough. You looking good ain't enough. You know what I'm saying? That might get you looked at, but it ain't gonna keep you around at all. So, ladies, y'all, like, especially to the men, like, y'all gotta, listen, really start looking at that shit. You end up in a relationship, this woman disrespecting you, she end up putting her hands on you, some crazy shit. You chose to be there. You could have prevented that from happening. You gotta notice that, bro. You gotta catch that shit while it's cooking.
Doesn't respect you, and guess whose fault that is a lot of the time? Your fault. That is your fault as a man. It is. Yes. No, it is.
Yes.
No.
That's what you guys need to damn here. Tell him, please.
But it's not about blaming men and women, because everyone has a problem. But then there's also men who are worthy of respect, who women refuse to respect because of society.
Tell the sisters
so there's two sides to it, right? But a lot of it is, if you're a capable enough man and you're brilliant enough, then the female has no choice. But it's very interesting. This goes back into a point I made earlier about how important it is for us men to find women who we don't believe have had a lot of life experience and look like they are. Because I got attacked. I'm going to make this point right now. I got attacked when the Matrix attacked me and fucking lied about me. They said that men are interested in women who are younger because they're more programmable. And that they're trying to make out that I'm making out that men are out here trying to get women and fucking do bad things to them. No, what I'm saying is, if you find a woman who's younger and been through less things, less trauma, less relationships, less headache, she's lived less life, your ideals, if you ask any woman who loves her man, what's your favorite song? His favorite song. Who do you vote for? Who he votes for. What's your favorite car? His car. That's how it happens when a woman loves a man. And that makes the man feel good, right? If she's been through too much shit, then that's a lot harder to pull off. So that link is very important for men and women. But so yeah, the Matrix attacked me with that. But it's very, very interesting. You have to understand all these small sub-dynamics and why things are happening and why the world is the way it is. And the baseline of it is that everything's fucked. Men aren't acting like men and women are acting like women, and it's all messed up.
Oh yeah. Wait, so what about like your own autonomy and like just like your favorite car is your favorite car, my favorite car is my favorite car. Like why does it have to? Okay, I guess that's where I'm confused. Like why does it have to be like that?
Yeah, and that's a good point, right? I understand that completely, but I'll give you an example. I'll talk from personal experience because it makes it easy for me. I have a bunch of cars. I love cars. I have 32 cars. My favorite car is X. I pick up a chick. This is my, what's your favorite car? This one. I like that one. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, no big deal. But the agreeableness is ultra attractive. It depends what the woman wants to do, right? If I was a woman, and let's say I'm 22 years old and I meet a billionaire, and it's my goal to marry this man, and I go to his house, and I say, wow, you have so many cars. What's your favorite car? This one. Really? I thought that one too. It looks so good. Why that one? Because this. Oh, really? Okay, I'll try and remember that. That's how you get the dude, right? You don't get the dude by going, well, that one's a better color. You're a dickhead. It may be small things. It may be tiny things, but men are ultra interested in things like agreeableness. So ultra interested in the idea of a woman absorbing.
I thought that was like just a concept in psychology, what they call like mirroring. Like when you mirror somebody. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we have so much in common, that kind of shit. You know what I mean? People just like people they have things in common with. And I think if we use an example like, oh, you like this, we have the same favorite car. I think let's use a better example. Let's say I'm with a woman, right, and she likes fast cars. So when I'm driving, it doesn't annoy her that I'm driving fast or how I'm driving. Or if I like to drift, and she's like, no, it's too dangerous. Like I gotta get away from that. You know what I'm saying? Like. That is more like a life. That more is like a mentality. Like we cannot have fun together. We cannot enjoy this. We do not enjoy doing the same things. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like that idea of agreeableness and just rejecting everything for the sake of rejecting it is like what they really getting at. I don't think the point here is really like just, oh, we don't like the same color car and blah blah blah. Like obviously like that. Like it's really come down to the point. Like some women just be the devil's advocate for no reason. Like I just want to fight everything. Again. I don't run into it too often, but I've seen it before where it's like just refuting things just to refute it. Like you ask her to do something for you, you would think you asked her to cut her fucking arm off. You act like you think you asked her to be a fucking slave or something like that. It's like, goddamn, like I just asked you to do something. I asked you to do a favor. Why it shouldn't be a problem. Meanwhile, you might have another woman that goes out her way to do favors for you.
Absorbing our worldviews. So we're like, ultra interested. We are. Like that's what we're looking for.
That's taken away from the woman's identity, though.
What if you say
she doesn't like the car?
No.
So why should she agree to a car that she doesn't like? Why do you want to be?
She missed the point. They made it about, oh, I like this, like.
She doesn't have to
know who they are.
She doesn't have to agree.
Can I say, oh, I like this one. This is my favorite, but I like yours too. Yours is quite nice, you know. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, it's quite good. But I like this one, but I like that one as well.
You sound like you want a slave.
Is that
bottom line? No. Men tend to be testosterone, all that shit, masculinity makes you competitive. We do not want a woman who competes with us. We compete with other men. We don't want to be competing with our women. In the nature and of it of itself, like it's not really about the car here.
That's just
everybody understand that.
It's just being nice. It doesn't cost you much.
It's like
men don't want a girl that's nagging on them for the smallest things. It's like, why are you giving a guy a headache over a car?
That's not nagging. That's not nagging though.
He's saying, oh, what car do you like? Why does she have to say his car? Like she likes a different car.
I just gave you a solution though.
I am talking about how, as a female, to be as attractive as possible to men. Now, I'm not saying you can't get a man if you say another car. I'm saying, how do you be as attractive as possible? Because because you also don't understand how men think. It's different if you come to my house and choose to like another one of my cars. But what if I only have one car? And now you say, well, no, I'll pick you up in my BMW. Oh, yeah, it's nice. I prefer Mercedes. You know what a man thinks the second you say that? Who picked you up in a Merc? That's the first thing that goes through his fucking mind. How do you know about Mercedes?
What if you can buy your own Mercedes?
That's not what crosses the man's mind. I'm telling you how men think.
But then that's why.
Deneva, what percent of women can really afford their Mercedes? No, guys.
I bought my own car. I drive a BMW.
I said what percent of women?
I drive a BMW.
The point just pulled a Delta Airlines, man. That shit just flew right over to everybody's head.
Okay. I'm really happy for you. I'm really happy for you. I said the average woman makes $35,000 a year.
It's not that hard in this UK.
I said
okay, if anybody's still listening to this, we don't want to fight our woman. Like it's just about nobody wants to fight their significant other. That's all it's about. So if they say we disagree on a car, that was a small example. You know what I'm saying? It's a small disagreement. It just was like the point of being like the tendency. Some of y'all have to notice about yourselves. Do you have a tendency to disagree over any little thing and to make it a big deal or like fight over it? Which is why you even saw in Tate's demonstration is like, oh, I like that car. You're the dickhead. Like, some women really act like that. Like, oh, I see. Instead of like, no, it wasn't really my favorite. You know, it looks pretty decent. Or I don't really like that car. I do like that one over there though. I like that one. That's just my preference.
Really,
it's a difference.
I'm really happy for you. I'm really happy for your car. But the average woman, I'm saying but the whole point is that what percent of women even earn that much? It's not a high percentage. So when a guy hears that you have, wait. When a guy hears that you've been in this car and that car and that car, his automatic assumption is that you're an average girl.
And that foolishness.
And that you've been with a bunch of guys to get to that point. I've had a lot of experiences because of my dad, because my dad's very successful. But I've been in situations where I've said, like, oh, I did this, and they think it's with a guy, but it's with my dad. Because most guys assume that you were an average person.
And that's the problem.
You don't think that's demeaning a woman to say that she can't afford a lifestyle for herself?
It's not demeaning a woman. It's looking at a balance of probabilities. If I meet an average guy, I assume he makes average money.
Sounds like a traumatized
I think it's just it's based on wait. It's based on a balance of probabilities.
Can I just say something? That it's all about making a man feel like everybody says, oh, he's a top G. But it's like, if your man put up a light fitting and you're standing there watching him put up the light fitting, or you, Denalva,
She is so against her. Look at her posture in this chair. Yo, that shit is hilarious, dog.
They're watching a man put up a light fitting. What would you say while he's putting it up, and how would you react?
I'd be like, you're probably doing it wrong, but I'll let you finish and then you go back and fix it.
Right, all right, then, hang on a minute. And how would you...
What was the question?
Put a light fitting. And you're standing there watching him put up the light fitting, or you, Denalva, they're watching a man put up a light fitting. What would you say while he's putting it up, and how would you react?
I'd be like, you're probably doing it wrong, but I'll let you finish and then you go back and fix it.
Right, all right, then, but hang on a minute. And how would you act if your man was putting up a light fitting?
I'd be like, well, thank you, baby.
Okay. Well,
I'll be like, see, the thing is,
just answer the question. I'll just answer the question.
Please,
what would you say if your man was putting up the light fitting? I'm just asking the question.
I would be like, thank you, babe. Thanks for putting up the light fitting. I appreciate you.
My man put up a light fitting. I was like, wow. He got it all out. It was all in boxes. He got his toolbox. He was up there on the ladder. Whatever you want me to hand you. I was like, oh my God, you're stripping wires. Oh my God. Then he said, oh, turn it when it finished. I was like, it works. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah. I agree.
That is what he's talking about. When he's talking about the car, he's not saying you can get your own car. He's saying make the man feel like he's doing something, make him feel appreciated. That's right. Like act like a child.
No, I agree.
And that's what he's saying. He's not saying that, oh yeah, you don't like that car. It's like, my man got a car. It's like, oh my God, it's got heated seats. Oh,
that's the same way a girl likes to hear. You're the most beautiful girl in the world.
Exactly. I think it's got to be a balance, though. Like, yeah, I agree. I like to make my man feel good. When my man dresses up, I'm like, girl, you look so fine. Like, I like to make my man feel good, but he has to do that to me as well.
Listen, right.
He has to offer me that sexual...
I listen to Mr. Tate, right, say about... let me put, for instance, there's an artist that I like. My man likes it too. COVID had just sort of like finished. I got 2 free tickets to go to go. My man said to me, you're not going. What would you do?
I'm going.
What would you do?
What? You can't...
I got that I like. Mr. Tate, right, say about... let me put, for instance, there's an artist that I like. My man likes it too. COVID had just sort of like finished. I got 2 free tickets to go to go. My man said to me, you're not going. What would you do?
Now, this is about to turn into a whole debate of I can do what I want to do, and why is he trying to control me, and blah blah blah. I actually heard this from a married couple that if you're married to someone or in a relationship with someone who you can enjoy things with and spend quality time with, and y'all kind of enjoy the same things, this scenario is not going to happen. Because let's say my chick got fucking Playboy Cardi tickets, or 2 free tickets. Shit, what we wearing, twin? You know what I'm saying? Where we going? When is the date? When we going? You know what I'm saying? Shit, bet. You know what I'm saying? But if the point really being that, would you go against your man's word if he say, I don't want to go. I don't want you to go. I want you to be whatever, X, Y, and Z. This is the real test of this situation. Ideally, you're with a person who enjoys the same things that you enjoy. So you're not sitting over here fighting over, I don't want you to go there. I don't want you to go there. Y'all go enjoy it together. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's see where this goes, though.
To go. My man said to me, you're not going. What would you do?
I'm going.
What would you do?
What? You can't tell me what to do.
Why am I not going?
It doesn't matter. He said to you, you're not going.
Because that's just illogical submission.
I know.
Why tell me why I can't go?
Okay, no, but the whole point is you pick someone that you respect enough to trust his judgment, even when you disagree. That's the whole point.
I want to find somebody.
That I don't agree with. Because you're your own person. Just because you're in a relationship.
Guys, stop.
Can I ask you a question?
Wait. We need one at a time.
Why would you think it's something stupid or whatever? You trust the man enough to be with him. You trust the man enough to sleep with him. So why won't you trust his opinion? Why does he have to give that? If I say to my man, like I went in, if I say to my man, don't do this, the first thing is you're thinking, no, she's telling me what to do. There must be a reason behind it why she's telling me not to do. Because she trusts me. I did not go. I had 2 free tickets. I did.
And that's why I said, ultimately, it's like if you trust your partner, like sis, that's why I would say to ladies, if your man is a hater, if your man is a party pooper, a time ruiner, that's different, right? Like if you don't ever get to enjoy anything in life, like he's no fun, y'all don't enjoy life together in any way, shape, or form. Go ahead and just leave that man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and leave that man. But like if y'all enjoy things together and something comes up and he says, "Yo, I don't want you to go," respect his word. It's a respect thing. Ladies, it's vice versa. It's like, this is the thing. Women recognize a lot of emotional things more than men do. So like, let's say, for example, a woman might pick up on another woman flirting with you before you would. If a woman pick up on shit like that, what is she doing? She trying to be slick. She trying to flirt with you. She trying to whatever. She'll pick up on something like that. So she may peep that and speak on it. It's the same way for men. Men may peep something and speak on it. I'm not comfortable with you going here at this time, at this place. I don't want you to go. Simple. And if you can't respect my concern and my care for you is coming from a place of care and concern, like I said, your man is not a hater or fucking just a dead energy dude, then it's in your best interest to respect that word because he wants what's best for you.
Did not go.
I'll tell you why. Wait. Auntie, you asked me a question. I'll tell you why. Because the same way a man wants that sort of validation, a woman wants assurance. Exactly. I don't want to just blindly do everything all the time, especially sometimes I'm thinking, okay, that's a good
Okay, so let's talk.
That's what submission is.
No, so let's make a point. Auntie made a really important point.
I ain't lie, I expected a lot more from Brittany Renner. Like, she has been put up no buckets for Team Modern.
Because the point she's making is twofold, and it's extremely important. Because a lot of women talk about being submissive, but
this like trading for Ben Simmons, bro.
A really important point, because the point she's making is twofold, and it's extremely important. Because a lot of women talk about being submissive, but they're submissive when it suits them.
She don't play.
So she wanted to go to the concert. He said no. She trusts him as a man. She didn't go. Absolute respect for that. That's exactly what my woman would have done. Exactly the same thing. Women go, I'm submissive. You're submissive when he's buying you shit in bed and you're submissive. But the second he says something you don't like, you instantly turn off the submission and run your fucking mouth. That's not submissive. That's manipulation. That's bullshit. So that's the first thing. The second thing is responsibility and authority are linked.
Conditional submission. A lot of y'all men need to understand that. Submission should not be conditional. It should not be for the offer of something. It should be in respect to everything. Fucking you're like I said this early in the video. I'm glad Tate mentioned this because it's like, yo, it's not just what I can provide for you materialistically. It's my vision. It's my influence. It's my leadership qualities. It's my ambition as a man. It's what I live for, my purpose, my direction. All of that is a much more important marker of, a submission or masculinity and the balance between masculinity and femininity than anything else. You know what I'm saying? All this materialistic shit, this is recent. All this wideness and wealth and all that, fuck that, man. People were about building families and living with a purpose and meaning behind that family, raising children the way that they wanted to raise them, etc.
You don't like, you instantly turn off the submission and run your fucking mouth. That's not submissive, that's manipulation, that's bullshit. So that's the first thing. The second thing is responsibility and authority are linked.
She quit the
and as a man, if I'm going to be responsible for a woman, I need a degree of authority over her. This is the reality of it. If I'm going to be responsible for paying your bills, and responsible for your personal safety, and responsible for your personal development, and responsible for fixing the life fitting, and responsible for everything that I'm supposed to do as a man, I need a degree of authority to sometimes come along and say X, Y, Z and be obeyed. If I'm going to have a ship, if you have a ship, the reason the captain has to go down with the ship is because he is responsible for everything that happens on that ship. And because of that, he has authority. If he yells at the shipmates and they all ignore him, then he can't be considered responsible for the problems on the ship, which means he doesn't have to die with it. If you want a man invested in a relationship, he needs to be responsible for you, but he needs authority over you. And you know what? The smartest thing you can do as a woman is sit and go, you know what? Go into this concert. It's 2 hours.
Me and my girl are supposed to go on a spring break trip in March, but I don't got the... Nigga, it's fucking December. But I'm gonna keep reading up. But I don't got the money and I don't want to slave work and just to come back broke. I told her let's just stay in Atlanta and save for next year. She told me she wanted to leave with the girlfriends to go to Colorado. Would I be wrong to ask her not to go? You made it a little bit weird with the Colorado situation. If you don't want her to go, then don't let her go. Or tell her you don't want her to go. She can go if she wants to, though. You know what I'm saying? And if she goes against your request to say, all right, let's focus on this or let's do this, then, you know, handle it how you want to handle it. You going to cut her off? You know what I'm saying? What you want to do about it? Let's say me, off the principle. I don't give a fuck if it's situational or not. If I say I want this, and we not on the same page for that, especially involving something like building towards finances or building for us in the future, we obviously don't match. Our mentalities don't match. If I say, yo, let's lock in, let's save more money, let's prepare for the more shit in the future, and she says, well, I'm going to go out and just have fun to do what I want anyway. We fuck the whole girls trip and all that. It's the idea, like, we not even on the same page of what matters in life. We not even on it. We don't have the same priorities. So when it comes to so let's take another example. If I'm like, babe, let's not get that car right now. You know, let's save money on this, or let's save money on that. I need a chick that's gonna say, you know what, babe, I got these coupons so we can save money on groceries. You know, babe, you know, you can use this credit card and get cash back for the, like, oh baby, like, if we want to save money time, we at the principle, we gotta be on the same page, building towards the same direction. Cause guess what? Certain things won't have to be explained. She would have been like, you know what? You got a great point, babe. I don't want to come back broke either. I don't want to be broke in life, period. So what we gonna do? What's the plan? This is what this whole conversation is about.
But this is going to piss him off, and it's going to be a splinter in his mind for years. Is this really worth it? Now, I'm not saying let some man abuse you, let some man treat you like shit, but if you have a good man who's good to you 99% of the time, and he comes along and he really cares about something, you should give him that grace and give him that, you know what, he's the man, he said it, boom, done. Because if something happened to you at that concert...
Catch this. Oh, I was about to say, catch this. For everybody that's confused, it's peace of mind. Well, am I just a slave? Am I just submission? I submit everything. You just do what you want all the time. It's peace of mind. Again, I want what's in your best interest. I don't want you somewhere. It probably is a good reason. You know what I'm saying? Unless I'm just a fucking all the time Debbie Downer and just everything is just me. You know what I'm saying?
If your bag was snatched, if you got fucking robbed, if someone tried to punch you, if someone grabbed you, who would you call?
Okay.
The police. The police.
You call your man.
The police.
You call him.
Senor Andrew, Mr. Tate King, Master Supreme Leader of everything, the universe.
Oh my God. She MVG, most valuable glazer in the NGA, the National Glazing Association. Oh, Chad, what's her contract? 4 years what? 4 years what? We know she was #1 draft pick, but we about 2 hours in. So this at least she passed her rookie year. She like 2-3 years in the league. Her rookie contract over. God damn.
That's the Matrix and all of that. No, I just say this because he keeps saying
the police.
You call your man.
The police.
You call him.
Senor Andrew, Mr. Tate King, Master Supreme Leader of everything, the universe, the Matrix.
She choosing, man. She choosing real obvious. You do what you gotta do, girl.
She said all of that. No, I just say this because
you do what you gotta do, man. Get her out there. She trying to get that Supermax. Hey, Moo. She going for every dollar in the NGA, the National Glazing Association. Like I said, she passed her rookie year, man. She trying to get her new contract.
Keeps him chill.
Oh my God.
I don't make my points the right way. You're not.
But Tate, do you not think that?
She practicing that submission.
Wait, one second. I just have to go ahead.
She practicing submission. Oh my God.
Of course, I have to do the most. This is the thing. What you don't understand is that as a lady, I am displaying to you that it's very easy to speak to a man like Andrew Tate as long as you don't need to step on his toes and you expect you.
Man, like.
Respect the authority that you have.
Chat, Nike sponsorship. She getting her own shoe.
I'm not going to try and fight against a man that has done a lot more in my life, been in rooms that I haven't been in because...
The Portland Trailblazers got to steal with this one.
Andrew Tate, as long as you don't need to step on his toes and you respect the authority that he has. I'm not going to sit here and try and fight against a man that has done a lot more in my life, been in rooms that I haven't been in because he's Andrew Tate. I respect you, but I can still put my point across, okay? My point is... No, but there is a point, of course.
Look, can I just say something? When you say but after something, you just cancel everything you said before.
However,
anything you say after but doesn't matter.
The point is
anything you say before but don't matter.
Acknowledgement, and then comes the counter argument because I don't have to agree with things to speak. Okay, so my point simply is, fine, I get that, but at the end of the day, the same way that we have evolved now, as a woman I have evolved, I would expect, and what I do want is not equality, is a certain level of respect, which means that
Supreme King, Chad, y'all don't even dig. Like she probably about to spit right now. We probably should let her cook. But what was it was like 5 titles. Supreme King, Ultra Lord.
If I am also somebody that is quite smart, somebody that can take care of themselves, I've done all of this for about 30 years of my life, you can't tell
a man like it. Oh my God, Senor.
No. What the condition is, the condition is, instead of telling me no, give me the assurance as to why you said no, because actually
somebody said she cooking glazed donuts. 2032 inductee to the NGA Hall of Fame. No, she going for it.
I'm agreeable.
Oh my God.
When you make me feel assured that what you're doing makes me feel safe. Actually, because what women are looking a lot for is stability, and stability comes from knowing that you can trust a man. I don't trust blindly.
Let her cook, Chad. Let her cook. Men of men, King of kings, Supreme King, Father of... All right, listen. For those that don't know, glaze mean dick eating. You dick eating. You know what I'm saying? You sucking up everything about it. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what this means. Just some urban dictionary for y'all. This is just hard. Look at this. We could call this play by play, chat. We could.
Instead of telling me no, give me the assurance as to why you said no, because actually I am agreeable.
Gang Lord Andrew Tate. Oh, y'all know about the Gang Lord video? The text message DMs that we broke down. Oh my God.
When you make
Gang Lord is like a 99-yard. Or we switching from the NBA. We switching from the NGA to the NGL, the National Glazing League. Gang Lord, getting called Gang Lord is like a 99-yard touchdown in American football.
Sure that what you're doing makes me feel safe. Actually,
a woman called me Gang Lord. Whew.
What women are looking a lot for is stability. And
crazy.
Stability comes from knowing that you can trust a man. I don't trust blindly.
It doesn't count if you're only agreeable when you feel like being agreeable.
Can I just say something, Denalva?
Can I just say something? I'm submissive.
You're only submissive when you feel like being like when you feel like it's
Can I just say something, Denalva?
Out of respect.
We live in different houses.
Of course.
If I went, he'd never know. Me and my man, because I'm a caregiver. If I went, he would have never known.
Right.
So I still didn't go.
Okay. And?
So what you were saying?
So I'll say to you, okay, baby, you don't want me to go? Why don't you want me to go? Like, what's worrying? What's the matter? Why would you not want me to go?
But why would I want to question him when he's always got my best interest at heart?
Well, I want...
Bam. I said the exact words. I got your best interest. If I'm a man, I care about you. I put your best interest at heart. And I say, yo, avoid this. Don't do that. Watch out for this. Babe, I don't say that to disrespect you. I don't say that to control you or offend you. It's like I'm saying this because I believed it would put you in a better position.
I don't know why, because my best interest.
Why should he have to explain everything?
Wait, because you're not a child. You are also an adult.
No, and it's not.
Treating a woman like she doesn't have her own mind is very disrespectful.
It is an acknowledgement.
I'm sorry. Think about it. Right, I'm 26, right?
Yeah.
I've lived my life all by myself. And then I'm in a relationship and this man is telling me I can't go out. With no reason.
Girls, let me give you an
Does that make sense? Can I do that to a man and just say, I don't want you to go out?
If I told my man, listen, right, you said you're going such and such. Well, you know what? I don't really think you should go. He'll think about it and he'll say, you really don't want me to go? And I'll say, no, he won't go.
That's a lie.
That's not a lie.
There's no man that's just gonna
nice.
listen
If we can do vetoes like that,
let me give you.
Baby, I can veto you. Can veto
Let me ask you girls a question. The reason she decided not to go is because this is obviously not a regular occurrence, right? So you had a reason and she trusts his judgment. Let me give you girls a scenario. Let's imagine I'm with a chick, whatever. She has a concert. I say, I don't want to go. And she replies like you, why can't I go? And I say, got a bad feeling. Don't go. Now what?
Now I'll be like...
So would you think the woman should just go, I don't give a shit about your stupid feeling and bounce? Or
babe, it's Playboy Cardi. I tell her the last album was mid. Let's not go, babe. Let's not go.
No, what is the reason?
There's no reason. There's no reason. I got bad feeling.
Wait.
I got bad feeling.
This is the thing. Wait. Look at the key.
A bad feeling.
Listen, my sister. This is the key.
Right, she's talking about, babe, it's 4 p.m. It's a little baby. She go anyway. Hold on. She go anyway. She backstage. Close friends posting. Oh my God, that nigga gonna be dying in the crib. What?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you how that is trying to get into my head. He cares about me, and he's actually thinking about something that potentially could be happening that I'm not aware of. I love him for thinking.
She show y'all her ticket. Her ticket was fucking nosebleeds, row 762. Now she backstage in Trackhawks. Oh my God. I knew I shouldn't have let that bitch go.
Just got a bad feeling. Let me tell you how that is trying to get into my head. He cares about me, and he's actually thinking about something that potentially could be happening I'm not aware of.
Soon as she posts the Hellcat,
outside the box.
Soon as she posts the Hellcat, soon as she posts the Hellcat and the little baby concert is over, she's done. Leave that bitch alone.
But you've reassured me. You've shown me respect for being able to make my own decision.
Leave that bitch
and that's
alone,
all it takes. That's all a girl wants.
I'm sorry, you need a logical reason as to what.
She posts that red key. Oh my God. Oh my.
Are you gonna tell me?
I know how women do them stories, man. They be yelling each of the lyrics word by word. She's done.
Feeling is not logical.
You see Rafe lights in her story.
A feeling is not logical.
Guys. The whole point is the whole point is a guy doesn't want to explain every decision
She got her head out of what this shit called, chat, when the out of convertible. She's standing up in the back of a convert.
Makes.
And I don't want
a lot of times like men think things through a lot like more than we realize, and so he's already thought about it. He's already made his decision.
Hey, said little baby follow her on the gram. Oh, nah, she would never see me again.
It's a headache to him when every time he makes a decision, he has to explain it to you.
Nah, she would.
That's right. And if you trust that man, and you've been with him as long as Auntie's been with her man, and he says something with the kind of relationship they have and the respect they have for each other.
What y'all doing if Tom Brady liked your girl pictures, man?
Of course, she's gonna be like, "Oh, right, well, cool, done." That's trust, and that's trust.
Oh, no. What y'all doing if Pete Davidson liked your girl photos?
And you've been with him as long as Auntie's been with her man, and he says something with the kind of relationship they have and the respect they have for each other. Of course, she's gonna be like, "Oh, right, well, cool, done." That's trust, and that's trust. And
I wasn't happy.
And also, that's a really good point about submission, because submission is largely misunderstood. Like, I can tell you a million stories. I've had girls who are like, "Yeah, you're the man."
All right, Chad, we playing. Let's lock back in.
You're in charge, and yeah, no problem. Yeah, she's cool, and she's.
Hey, somebody said voting yay for 2020.
Cool on the jet, she's cool in Dubai, she's cool in the restaurants, she's cool in the 5-star, she's cool in the Lambo. But the second I say something that she half doesn't like, then she's like, "Well, you know what?" Then she's a feminist.
That nigga putting on that Kanye hat like athletes do when they pick the team that they gonna play for in college. He gonna be a proud Kanye voter.
Right, so women do this very well. A lot of women flip-flop. Like if you trust your man and you really want to be with him and you really want to submit to him, there's going to be times you're going to...
Like on a serious note, we've been doing a lot of joking, but like I wonder why Brittany not talking. Like what is going on in her head? Speak your mind, clear your conscience, please. Your input, all the refutation, all the argumentation. This is the platform. This is the battlefield. This is the arena. Bring the smoke, Brittany. Bring the smoke.
Submit in ways you don't like. That's the whole point of it. There's going to be times when you have to do things you don't want to do.
I've actually said this in the past. I respect you in the fact that you're willing to give a woman a life. You're willing to provide for her. So I respect that you can then tell her, "I want you to do this, babe." And she has to listen.
You're right.
But a lot of women, they want autonomy over themselves.
But
personally, I don't want a man that's going to provide for me just so he can tell me to sit down and I'm a dog and I'm going to sit down.
Let's understand
because
something.
I can make my own decisions too.
Let's understand something. Every man will give you a life. It's just a matter of whether you're happy with the life that man.
Not every man can afford it, though.
No, exactly. Every man will give you a life. It's just a matter of whether you're happy with the life that man is capable of giving. And this goes back into the earlier points we were saying. You can find a good man who will work his ass off and give you the best life he can possibly give you every ounce of strength inside of him. He'll give you all he has. You can get that. But if you're going to wake up and go, no, I don't want that life. I want that life.
4PF, Hellcat, Trackhawk, supercharged engine, 305s on the tires, wide body.
Well, then that comes with problems.
Yeah,
and this is the cognitive dissonance that most females operate under, where they sit and go, I want that life,
1,000 horsepower,
but I want him to act like that guy.
She want to hold the chain. Oh, my God.
I want the Nissan and the McLaren. You can't have both.
What about
you
a
need
project?
to decide. And there becomes a degree of female maturity. As you said earlier, you get to a point where you're like, you know what? Maybe all that glitz and glam and bullshit isn't worth it.
It's not worth it.
You grow up, right?
Yeah.
And that's fantastic. And you make a different decision. And I'm saying that a lot of women get to that point. The problem is, in the modern world, the shit women did before they got to that point, from 19 to 24, pisses the man off to the point where he's never going to be as good as he could be. It's different in your world, right? You met a man, you stayed with that man, dig. I know plenty of people. First man, high school sweethearts. The world was different only 40, 50 years ago. The second man, they've been married forever, 50-year marriages. All that shit's gone. And then we have to...
The point continue, but I thought I heard a point in there about a woman's experience changing all that a man can be. She does not define me. She does not establish my worth or greatness or value. Fuck that.
All the other sub-points I've made into you've had a very fun life at your peak sexual value from 19 to 24 running around doing X, Y, Z. Now you're with this guy who can't give you the life he knows you've already lived. Part of him feels inferior. His status is damaged because all the shit you did is on Instagram and he ain't the one who gave it to you. And now you're expecting a whole bunch of crap out of him. And now when he comes and works his ass off and manages to save up and buy a BMW and picks you up, hey, I got a BMW, you go, yeah, I like Mercedes.
Ja Morant, like your girl, she definitely going. Cap. If my girl is not a cheater, if she has morals that she will stand on in any given circumstance or situation, it don't matter who it is. But if some people, co-sign the statement, everybody has a price, and I listen. I would say it depends what the moral is, right? Like let's say the moral is some dumb shit, then whatever it may be. But if let's say it's snake my homie, let's say it stabbed my mom in the back, let's say it's talk down on my grandmom or something like that, or fucking like cross one of my somebody I love and care about, you couldn't give me no amount for that, because that's my moral, that's my standard. And some women chat, no real shit out here. I used to mess with, bro, listen, I messed with chicks that had boyfriends, like real shit. And I don't do that shit no more. But the point being is that there were certain women who they would leave their boyfriend before they cheat. Now, y'all always talk about, women they already know who the second guy they're going to go to. They already keep the such and such and tuck it, whatever, right? I'm not talking about that point. My point being is that you got some women that'll cheat while they're with the man, and you got some women that'll leave before they ever do anything, because it's just against their morals. Those are the ones that I'm talking. Those are the ones that, Drake, Lil Baby, whoever you name come in the room. And if she got a man, she just can't do it off of the strength that is against her loyalty. Even if she wanted to, even if she thought about it, I would never go against my morals, no matter what the circumstance or situation is.
Mercedes. This is the point you're missing. It's not about the fucking car. It's about something larger than that. It's about making him feel like he's a man again and that he's in charge.
A woman shouldn't have to make a man feel like a man.
You're sitting here going, I'm an autonomous female.
She said, and I would agree with her point there. A woman shouldn't have to make a man feel like he's a man. But based on what she does and how she acts around him, if his sense of manhood, his foundation of manhood is weak, it's going to bother him.
I can fucking like that. But what are you doing? You're damaging the psyche of the man who's trying to love you. Is it worth it for a fucking
what do you mean by loving? Can we break it down? Tate, can we break it down? Does loving mean that you listen to what I have to say and also think about what I want and not just what you want? Is that what loving means? If that's it, I can subscribe to that. But I'm not going to subscribe to sit down and you have to sit down.
It's not about that.
I'm a grown-ass woman. I pay my own bills and you're going to tell me what to do?
That's fine. But it gets to a point. It gets to a point where you have to sit and analyze the scenario you're in and try and realize and pick your battles. And I'm telling you, you may not realize it, but a man does a whole bunch of shit for you that you don't know. He's watching the shows you want to watch. He's listening to you talk gossip about the girls at work. He's fucking going, yeah, I like that dress, that dress. He doesn't give a fuck about any of it. He's doing it for you.
See, that's the
but the second it's back the other way, you have some fucking issue with autonomy.
Right. He's right. Listen, he's right, because women talk nonsense for a long time. And they say like, yeah, babe, you're right. Yeah, babe, can't believe she did that. It's true, babe. Oh, yeah, that show is good. Yeah, babe. Yeah, it's true. You become
I agree. Men do a lot, but women do a lot too. As much as if my man caters to me, I will do anything to make him happy. If he says, "Oh, babe, I like this meal," I will make sure I can cook it for him, because guess what? He actually cares about what I want as well. You can't.
Look at Auntie. Yo, Auntie, like, man, I ain't gonna say shit. I'm on my motherfucking business. What I call cap. You know what I'm saying? Man, Auntie, like, man, I ain't listening. You know what I'm saying?
Just have a one-way relationship.
It's not one way. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If I was a woman and I had to make a man as attracted to me as possible, my goal would be to give that man status and make him feel good about himself. And I would be very, very careful talking too much about life experiences or opposing views, not because he's out to oppress me, not because he's an evil, horrible person, but because he's trying to find somebody with a similar life view. He's trying to find somebody he can show the world to, trying to find somebody he can feel like he can teach things to. That's how you get the best out of a man. I'll tell you now, you get the best out of a man.
That's why I got Clementine.
No, but if you go into a man's room when he's playing video games and...
Okay, do y'all hear that comment? They've been eating clementines since the show started. Tate specifically has been eating clementines since the show started. First round draft pick yet again, showing us why she's the most paid player in the NBA.
Smiley face.
He's playing video games, and you say, all you do is play video games, and you nag him, he'll play video games. If you walk in there and go, you know what, you're so smart, I've seen you do so many amazing things, and you said so many amazing things, why do you waste your time playing video games? You could show me so much. Now you're going to get him off the fucking console.
Yeah.
It's I know it's an ego play. I know your old girls are like, why should I have to do that? There's a lot of things
because it tells you look pretty in the morning.
It's because you win. It's because in the end you win. You talk about why should I have to do that? Well, why should you have to work hard in the gym to get six-pack? Because you win. That's the game. It's actually, men are so simple. We are so simple, and the truth is, women know it. This is what's amazing. Women pretend they're confused. You're not confused. You know. You're just egos are in the way, and society's telling you something else, and you just fucking refuse to be agreeable, nice people.
So, no,
and then you wonder why men have this fucking problem marrying you.
Wait, So I have a question for the girls. So imagine you're dating a guy, okay, and it's your birthday, and for your birthday he gets you, let's say, a $500 gift, okay, and you're happy, right? It's thoughtful, it's specific to you. Then you found out.
You ever got a woman a $500 gift? Chat. U.S. dollars, United States dollars. I'm talking about United States of America.
Last year, he got his ex-girlfriend an entire birthday party. How does that make you feel? He did the most. He rented out the nicest hotel in London. He got her everything she wanted the year before.
Me not care.
You don't care at all?
I don't really care. As long as he's making me happy.
Okay, you don't care.
We're different people too. Yeah. It's a different relationship, and maybe like, you know, he bought her flowers every day, 365 days a year, and he didn't do that for me. It's like, Well, if that's what makes her happy, he's gonna do what makes her happy.
Exactly.
I mean, I get the angle. What you're saying is like, oh, he did all that for her. Why am I not good enough? But the second you compare yourself, you lose.
Yeah.
And I agree.
Brittany with a bucket. She got a bucket. I think she choosing her buckets wisely. Chet, I think she's scared to go against Tate. It's like she cherry picking. Like she getting her easy. Like, she gonna pass the ball when the defense come.
But I'm just saying that's how men look at like your past is like basically like you've given it for free.
So here's my question to that because all right, I love everything we're talking about. Okay, so to all the viewers out there, including myself, right?
She ain't talking to y'all, Chad. She talking to me.
You live life. There's gray area. You live and you fucking learn, right? So where the fuck do we go from here? So do I play the shame game where everybody walks?
Whoa, Brett. Were you raised in a barn? were you raised by wolves? What is this decorum? This baffling vernacular.
You live life. There's gray area. You live and you fucking learn, right? So where the fuck do we go from here? So do I play the shame game where everybody wants to be a fucking loser? Because I can do that. I've beat myself up my entire life for every decision I've ever made.
Calm down,
It got me nowhere. So I value myself. I see the world differently through a series of events, right? So what the fuck comes next? Because that's where I'm confused, right?
Chad, me personally, am I taking that? Me personally, the type of guy I am? Nah. But y'all decide for yourselves. Me personally, though, I know for me, it's not sliding like a fucking baseball game with glue on the floor. You think what I'm saying?
I'm not. It's like
it ain't slide.
If you don't, if it's not like gifted to you, like even in your situation, like your dad provided you a life that like so many people would kill for. Like you know what I mean? So that's why it's like
we trolling. Let's listen to what she's saying.
It sucks because the reason I hate these conversations is because it's never about like empathy. Do I understand the scales and how someone may view you for this, that, and the third? Okay, but moving forward, then what? So okay, so I'm just gonna, like I said, make it about myself. I'm 30, single, mom. My fucking checkered past is all over Instagram. You know what I mean? I have people like you. Or, she's a hoe. She's this. She's literally known for this. Okay. So what would be your advice to people like me then?
But I don't believe in grey area. I believe black and white. So
okay, well that's unfortunate because there's gray.
You know what? I'll tell you what.
Yo, Auntie said, yo, Brittany just basically, crossover, dribble. She ain't shoot yet. Auntie said, man, give me that shit. I'm still in the, yeah, give me that. All them flashy moves. I don't believe that shit. She blocked the shit out that joint. Oh my God.
Okay. So what would be your advice to people like me then?
But I don't believe in grey area. I believe black and white. So
okay, well that's unfortunate because there's gray.
You know what? I'll tell you what.
There's gray. There's gray in life.
You know what? To answer, wait, I'm gonna answer your question. I mean, I just think there's consequences for your decisions, and I just think like my best advice would be to like lower your standards. Like that because I just think there's going to be consequences for putting promiscuous stuff on the internet.
She ain't got to lower her standards, but she got to realize that will it be harder to get your standard? You'll really have to find a man who does not care about your past. You'll have to find a man who will deal with you as you are, not who you were or what you have done, and accept you for that. You know what I'm saying? She definitely ain't gonna be with a man who's like, oh, you have children, ew. You know what I'm saying? So some men care about that. Or a woman who has kids, I would never. Like she ain't gonna get along with one of those kind of men because they gonna look at her and judge her from the jump. So that's what she got to do. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And you probably won't get the type of guy that you could have got at 22.
Do you know what, sister?
It wasn't meant to be then.
Do you know what I'll tell you? I would say. Because I'm 30 and I'm single out of a situation that actually is not because I was a hoe and I was doing whatever. People can't call me that. I made a bad decision to be with somebody that hurt me a lot and I stayed for 5 years. I came out super late. And do you know what I realized? What I learned is that I know now that I have to be selective and I have to think. If me taking longer to get to that stage is what it takes, then that's what it takes. You accept your future, you accept everything with gratitude, because as long as you're breathing, that's the most important thing. At least you've got your child. I am not afraid because I know the quality of woman that I am. I know my value regardless of whether I'm 30, 40, 50. Yeah. Do you understand? So you don't be afraid by other people's time limits and limitations and all of these things, because it actually doesn't matter. And I'll tell you why.
No, but your value goes down as you get older.
That's according to you.
No, but I'm saying to men, and you have to understand your buyer.
I'll tell you why. Because since Mr. Andrew Tate explained something about status, I understand very well what that actually means. And as a woman, the quality and the value that I hold for myself is actually the kind of value and quality that a man will appreciate the status it will bring to him, whether or not I'm a virgin. Because I've worked on myself to be a woman of quality and substance. I respect myself and I handle myself as such, okay? And that is the way that you're going to actually overcome all of these bad mistakes that you've made, because who you are right now actually will make a difference if you stick to it and if you mean it and if you've always been that way. There's always another story for everybody. It doesn't matter. You'll be a fight.
Do you know what
just find somebody that's more emotionally mature.
Do you know what I would have said to you?
What? No. To summarize basically she's saying, you know what I'm saying, whether I'm a virgin or not, I'm pure or super innocent. You know, I've built myself up. I have all this value, etc. And a man can appreciate that, you know, and that can overcome the reasons that a man might not have liked me. Because now my again, like I said, some men aren't going to sit here and say, I want a woman with no experience who's not seen anything in life and is uneducated and just whatever. But if she's intelligent, if she's been in, you know, roles and positions that have gave her skills and experience that can be useful in our relationship, she might, you know, a man might find that useful in her.
Keep up the
so
great
that's basically
work.
the point she made.
What are you about to say?
Same thing about Bugattis.
Because you just started speaking.
I was going to say...
Andrew, she said.
Andrew, I want to hear... I really... Because you've been through a lot in your life. When she told me that you were going to be on and we were going to be on this panel together, I started watching a bunch of your videos, and it really was like, there's so much that you have been through, which is why you have a well of wisdom, right? And the difference between me and you is that you're glorified for it, and I am burned at the stake for everything that I've been through. And it's so funny because people have always said that we were two sides of the same coin, as far as like, well, if Andrew Tate gets banned, Brittany Renner should get banned, because we are all about accountability and fucking truth, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Brittany G.
Okay, so you've been through a lot. I've been through a lot. I'm seen as used goods. You're seen as a high value man. Yep. So if you're me, then what? What's next?
Yeah, it's really interesting, and it's interesting you make that observation, and you are correct. That's the difference between the masculine and the feminine. It's unfair, I guess. The world's not fair, but that's the difference between the masculine and the feminine. Men are respected for going through things and surviving, and women are the complete opposite. They're shamed for going through things and surviving. If you look at women, love scars on men for a reason. He's gone through something. They're lived.
War wounds.
Yeah, they're war. Men don't want a chick covered in scars. I'll say this right now, that a woman, the more trauma she goes through, the more masculine she naturally becomes. And if you were to give me my ideal woman, I would not wanted her to have a hard life and a bunch of trauma. I like the idea of her having a soft feminine life and being a soft person, and I can take care of her and protect her. Whereas as a man, to be a good man, you need to have been through a bunch of trauma, because if you haven't been through trauma as a man, you're a weakling. You have to have been through a bunch of shit. So the masculine and the feminine is a very interesting point there. As for... I don't know your history. I don't know the past, but we can just talk in generalizations in regards to
people like me, I guess, under the same umbrella. It doesn't have to be personal.
I don't know any of it, but we'll give generalizations. One of the main reasons that men are scared of a female with history is because it makes the man insecure, and scared dogs bite. So this is why men will snap or get angry quick, or they'll bring up your if you get in an argument with him, he'll bring up your history, whatever. But a lot of it is insecurity, and it's not insecurity because the man is insecure. The female paradigm in society convinces men, any man who says anything, you're insecure. It's not insecure in that way. It's insecure in a very realistic, logical way. Like I was saying earlier, she's had a lot of life experience. Let's be honest. Am I the richest guy she's ever had? No. Am I the most famous guy she's ever had? No. Am I the best looking guy she's ever had? No. Like, what's keeping her here? And then part of it comes down to, well, am I second place? If she could do better, would she do better? Like, there's a whole bunch of insecurity involved. And that's where tiny things, like I know it sounds like dumb shit, tiny things about the favorite car brand become more important than ever, right? it's your job as a woman, regardless of how much sexual history you've had or what guy you're with, etc. It's your job as a woman to make your man feel secure in the fact and make him feel like a man, like Auntie was saying, make him feel like the man no matter what he does, so that he feels like you really truly believe he's the best choice for you on the planet. That's your job to do. Now, if you've had a checkered past, that's perhaps more difficult. You need to be more tactful with it, more tactical about it. But you have to achieve the same result. You have to do the exact same thing, right? So, yeah, it's easy for me if I get a 21-year-old virgin from some village in Slovakia and I'm multi-millionaire Andrew Tate. Of course, it's a very easy, she's never had better, she'll never get better, she's never been anywhere, boom, boom, easy one, right? But like you said, the world's not so idealistic. The reality is that people have had relationships, etc., etc. But a man is happiest in the relationship when he feels like man of the house and when he truly feels like you believe he's the best man that you could possibly ever get and have ever gotten. Because a man is jealous. I'll tell you something. I used to say this to girls as like a joke. And I used to say,
truth in jest.
I used to say, no, I say it's a joke. So you cheated on me before I met you. And she'd be like, what do you mean? I didn't even know you. It's like, yeah, you fucked that guy before I even knew you. You cheated on me. And they used to laugh, whatever. But that's how men think. That's the male mind. Like, I love you. And you've been fucked by who?
I ain't thinking about no bitch pass.
But I didn't know you. I don't care if you knew me. You should have waited. What do you mean you didn't? But that's the male mind. So he is in competition with all of your exes and all of your lifestyle and all the things you've done permanently. And it's down to you.
For me personally, I just only speak for myself. This should just be a endless dwelling of just pointless concerns. What's your body count? I don't ask women their body count. I don't go. She tell me it's 1 and I think it's 6, and she tell me it's 6 and I think it's 20, and like who the fuck? I don't give a fuck. I'm not narrowing the details down. You know what I'm saying? And the point is, if you lying to me, if there's some inconsistencies going on in general, then that's different. You know what I'm saying? But I'm looking at who you are, what's in front of me. You know what I'm saying? Let's say she had fucked up the last 2 dudes she did with broke her, cheated on her, some shit like that, whatever. All this, whatever, right? I'm going to sit here and look at her and say, who is this in front of me? As you are, from what you've been through, who are you choosing to be currently? Right? Because you can have a woman who has, listen, it's a woman that left high school as virgins. Like was prude in high school. First year of college, oh my Lord Jesus. But listen, got slutted out. And then this woman who lost their virginity when they was like 15 and got 3 bodies before they left college. And then, by the end of college, let's say she left high school with 4 or something like that. End of college, she might have 8. You got a woman who left college with 0 and in college with like 20. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen it all. That's why I don't sit and look at, all right, what's her past? Like, man, who is this in front of me? Who is this person right here?
As a woman to sit there and go, how do I make him secure in himself and secure in his man?
And can their past say something about them? And that's if you notice a pattern. But if the pattern has been broken, and if she herself, as a human being, has recognized the own patterns and her own choices and decisions and the results it has created in her life and changed that and decided to be somebody else, then that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about, I'm going to ignore her past and I'm going to ignore her pattern and what she's done, it just means nothing. No, that's not what I'm saying.
Masculinity and make him believe that investing in me is still worthwhile because I still truly value him, despite the fact that I could do X, Y, Z. I hope that gives some clarity, but that's the answer.
So do you know what I would have said? I would have said, for anybody in that situation, come off social media and just raise your child. So the person who meets you's got nothing to. Like, I never knew you. I never knew who you were because I've never heard of you before. So when I spoke to you, by the way you're saying like what's on the internet,
it didn't mean nothing to her.
Let me just say, you're a nicer person than what you sound like what you perceive to be. Mm-hmm. Like you were saying, that Pearl's got, she's a whore, and I've heard the name, but I don't know anything about you. And I was saying that if you didn't have nothing on social media about your checkered past, and you met somebody the same way how I met you and I conversed and I got to know you, is the same way that they would.
Yeah, and it is interesting, and it's also back to the masculine and feminine, right? Because I'm all over the internet, and supposedly I'm misogynist and I'm evil and all this crap, right? But if I meet a girl, even if she disagrees with me, in fact, I'll say this. I've never, ever met a single female who's ever come up to me and disagreed with me. Every woman comes up to me and loves what I says. But let's imagine I met this imaginary girl. She was sitting with me. And if I were to have a 10-minute conversation with her, by the time I explained the level to which they tried to destroy me, how they tried to freeze all my bank accounts, raise illegal charges against me, put me in jail for things I didn't do, put a travel ban, take my passport, all this garbage. By the time I explain how hard they tried to hurt me and failed, she'll want me. Because she'll be like, you can't kill this guy. And that's going to be it. Like, you say a bunch of shit I don't like, but you know what? You're the man. So it is about experience, and it is different. And that's a really good point about social media. Social media amplifies all of this shit. It amplifies all these problems. Everything we're discussing, everything we've discussed back to the beginning, from status to promiscuity to your past, it's all social media. Without social media, a lot of it goes away.
Yeah. And I think that's why me and my man last so long, is that he doesn't do social media, and there's nothing on there about me.
I feel like, to answer your question too, because I have had people say that as a solution, and it's like, you can run, but you cannot hide from the truth. And I have shared why my voice has been so impactful and will continue to be impactful is because I have put myself out there and I have been punished for being honest. So it's like, I have been given a platform and a voice for a reason. Even sitting down in this conversation thinking there's not one person I'm probably going to agree with and probably going to want to leave, I've been called here for a reason. So it's like, I can't go against what is in my heart and what I am coded to be. And that's why I feel like it's important for me to sit here and represent people who feel like me, because it's like, I don't want to say that. I just feel like I don't see a lot of women under my umbrella who feel the way that I feel. I don't see opinions shared that would be worded the way that I feel. Nothing. I feel like a lot of my thoughts are very unique, and it's kind of scary because I have been through different things. I see the world in a different place, and when I even speak online, people think I'm fucking speaking Swahili.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I know exactly what you're saying, and you're making good points. And it's just, I think that regardless of whether, like, we're talking about different positions. I compare everything to chess. I know it's annoying. We're looking at different positions on the chessboard, but the rules are still the same, right? Okay. No matter how bad your position is or how good your position is, you're still trying to achieve the same objectives. And you want the man to get high status, and you want the man to feel secure in himself. And I think it's very difficult. I can only talk from the male perspective because I am a man. It is very difficult. If I were to meet a woman who I liked very much, but she had X whatever, past whatever. My concerns would be, how do I know that I'm still the number one? How do I know I'm most important in her life, especially if I don't measure up in certain key metrics? And two, the second thing that's most scary for men is we understand that men are constantly after what we have. Like, your inboxes are all full. Like, they may not be with guys you want to reply to, but guys are still trying to get it. That's the male life. The male life is people are trying to take everything from me. And that's very scary, and you have to make your man really believe like that's impossible.
And that's the key part that goes there. Like, all right, past this, her past is that. At the end of the day, no bullshit, man. Every man wants a woman who's like, damn, I know they can't touch my chick. They can't touch her. She'll try 100 times, try 1,000,000 times. She ain't going. She don't give a fuck about you. She don't want you. Whatever. You can have whatever car, whatever money, whatever dick size, whatever house size, whatever job. You can't touch her, man. That's like the proudest thing. Nah, I'm not gonna say the proudest of all things, right? But that's one of the, like, a biggest flexes a man can have in a woman. Is like, damn, like, man, niggas cannot touch her at all. She.
If a man truly believes that nobody can take you from him, he's gonna love you in a different way. You can give me 2 carbon copies of the same chick. But one I think might cheat in the right circumstances, and one I know no matter what would never leave me. The love I'll feel for this one is a different planet to the love I feel for this one, even though they're the same person, right? Because that's every man's biggest fear, is a woman cheating or leaving, because there's something visceral and something different about it. I know I talk things and I say men can do things and women can't and all this stuff, but like, if a woman cheats on a man, that hurts the man at a level that it doesn't hurt the woman if the man cheats on her. It's different. It's different biologically. It's different evolutionarily. Like, that's what men used to fight and die over. You talk to my chick. You look at my chick.
His dick off.
Yeah, it's like you demasculinize him on every level. Like, and this is why you see these TikToks, right? You see these TikToks. Me and my man went on a break, got back together. He fucked 20 girls, and now he's crying because I went on a date. Yes, completely yes. Because the damage level is different. It's just a different thing. So you have to understand the paradigms. You have to understand to play the game. And that's how you make men happy. And I know very well how I like to believe that I would know very well how to make a woman happy. And I know, and whether I do that or not is a conscious decision. And that's where you get to a certain level of grand mastery where if I get a woman, I will literally decide out of 10, how happy do I want her? Does she deserve to be happy 10? Or should I keep her like crying half the time? That it's very conscious, and women don't think that way. But I'm saying if you're a cunning woman, you could be like that. You could be a bit more like, you know what? I want him infatuated with me. This guy ain't worth the time. That guy I want. And then when you're going to do that, just like the game of chess, if you play chess, it's not big moves that make you lose. It's small positional plays. It's that time you argued about your favorite car. It's the time you disagreed with him about the favorite band. It's the dumb shit that adds up. Whereas really, truthfully, if you're truly smart about the game, you can get him to a point after a few months where he's like, she's my soulmate. She loves everything I love. We think...
A lot of you niggas are suckers. This is actual facts. I think if a woman try to do this to me, you better pick your opponent wisely. You better pick the next person. You know what I'm saying?
Our hearts are connected. And then you're safe. Just don't fuck it up from there. That's the game.
But I just feel like it
was like the Robert Greene example of Caesar. I forget the rest of the name, and Cleopatra.
So contradicting.
How she seduced him and made this dude choke a whole empire.
So I feel like what your overall message is, which is about truth. So it's like if my truth, like if it can be destroyed by the truth.
Women do have a certain power over, I'm not even gonna say over men, over males, that they can abuse. Bad.
It should be destroyed by the truth. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like why?
And it's the same if a dude has game. If a man has game, he can has influence over a woman.
It's really mind-boggling to me because I feel like how could you even be mentally, emotionally, sexually stimulated by a woman who is just agreeable and it just had to have her own mind. I just don't see that.
That is exactly what every man wants. We don't want you to be complete robots. We're not saying we can't have a joke with you. We can't say we can't have a laugh with you. We're not saying you can't have a personality. But when it comes to things like agreement, there is not a single man in the world who's going to say, she's too agreeable. She just agrees with me on it. She agrees with me on all the important things in my life. She's too agreeable. I want someone else. Fuck no. You're completely and utterly wrong on that point. It's a huge point. This idea that, I understand if you're a complete doormat and you set no standards, men might walk all over you. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about agreeability and agreeableness as a whole. Men love the idea of an agreeable woman because it gives status, and it makes the man feel like he's a teacher, and it makes the man feel in charge, and it satisfies his ego. And to you, they may be small, little, tiny points, but to him, they're a big deal. If I were to sit, I'm telling you right now, if I were to sit with one of my chicks or whatever, or my chick, and I were to sit in the Lambo and say, Lambo's the best car of all of them, I prefer the Lambo. And she goes, I don't like that one. I'm like, listen, I bought them all, and I fucking said this is the best one. Shut up. And it would annoy me because that's my reality. I want her to become part of my reality. It's the thing. And you talk about truth. It's interesting because the truth of your heart and the truth of your soul is to be happy. That's truth. Truth is for you to end up happy. Now, if you have to sit there and agree on a especially on a subject you don't give a fuck about, right? If it's something
my girlfriend broke up with me, what do I do? She broke you up. Live your life, king.
You care about and you are very knowledgeable about. If it's ancient Roman history and you have a degree in ancient Rome, then fine, argue the point. But if it's cars or something you don't even give a shit about,
make it easy.
You're missing the chance to get points on the scoreboard, an easy free throw, and you're just fucking it up, going, why? What? The truth is just play the game and win. That's the truth.
Andrew could be the best female dating.
Or just learn a couple of words like how many talks, horsepower.
Yeah, just
throw some words in like how much horsepower has it got?
That's it.
Tate.
No, I might find that a little suspicious. A chick come in like, oh my god, this is a scat pack. Oh my god, it's 500 horsepower, 480 rear wheel drive.
How many talks, horsepower?
Yeah, just
throw some words in like how much horsepower has it got?
That's it.
Tate, with all due respect, not all men are like that. Some men respect a woman that has her own mind. I know you and the couple of men that you're speaking on behalf of, like a woman that
I understand.
will just be so agreeable to everything he says. But like I've dated men that just respect.
Yeah, it was literally like some memes on TikTok that was like, oh, when this person gets in your car and they open your door too easily. Because I know certain cars, most cars you can find a door handle like at the same spot. But certain cars, they be super low. Sometimes the lock might be different. It's all different types of shit. So they say when that person get in your car and then they just do it so easily, it's like, the fuck?
But that I can make decisions. I will actually
submissive women have their own mind.
Yeah, completely. That's the first
there's
point.
sometimes that he might be discussing stuff that he might want to be discussed, and there's sometimes we're like, shut the fuck up and let me say what I've got to say.
Yes, completely.
And maybe I don't even believe in star signs, but my man's a Sagittarius, so all this illogical stuff and feelings and emotions, and no, you don't cry about shit. Shut up, get on with it. Your head's big. Get on with it.
Completely. And submissive women have their own mind, but this is something else you have to take into consideration, and this is super important and super true. The reason a lot of women don't truly understand a lot of things about relationships and how it works with men, etc., is because men will lie to you. Men lie for the same reason you wear makeup, because men fall in love with what they see, men fall in love with what they see, and women fall in love with what they hear. So we will lie to you. So you'll go on a date with a guy, and you'll sit there and say, I don't listen to no, I'm independent, da-da-da. And what's that man going to say?
Oh, I love that.
That's exactly the kind of woman I want. Come suck this. It's a fucking lie. That is not what he wants. It's not what he wants. I'm telling you the truth of what he wants. Yeah, he can't be bothered to argue with you at dinner because he doesn't. And you know what? Most men aren't smooth enough to do it. I can sit with a chick and disagree with her and be funny enough and smart enough and charismatic enough and I'm high status enough and she respects me enough to listen. But if I'm just some normal dude and I start arguing with a chick, she's gonna bounce on the dinner and say "fuck you."
Yeah.
See ya. So most dudes' mating strategy is just pure agreement. Yeah. Anything to get the puss because they're fucking dorks. That's fine. That's the truth, right? A real G will sit there and say, what do you mean? I don't want to hear this shit. I'm telling you the baseline of how men truly function. If I'm expected to fight and die to protect you, because that's what is expected of me by society and of you. You may think you don't expect that of me, but if we're walking down through London in the middle of the night and two guys come up with machetes, you're going to hide behind me, knowing I'm going to die because I can't win this fight. I'm expected to die to protect you. Well, then I expect you to agree with me. I'm not here to fucking die for somebody who disagrees with me on everything. That's not what I'm here to fucking... If I have that obligation to die on the spot for you, you have the obligation to pretend you like BMWs. So do your fucking part and shut up. And that's the bottom line of it.
And you know the difference is, the only difference, like he's top G, and I say, the only difference between him and my man and the level of respect is money. That's the only difference. And this is the same way he talks, the same way he is.
I don't listen to my man.
But people say like, oh, my man only owns 40,000, so he can't talk to me the way Andrew Tate talks to his. Why not?
Completely. And
I think money is a big factor though. Because
it's not.
In a beautiful relationship.
You can't have a woman that's paying her own bills. She's doing everything for herself.
I mean, she's a man.
And then you're going to tell her,
of course, but I'm saying...
do this. But you're different.
Do you not work, Auntie
She
Jenny?
doesn't need to work. You take all that stress away from her.
I don't work.
Then she'll be a lot more...
Why does money have to matter?
You can still be the man in the house and your woman pays all the bills.
For submission.
That's what I mean. I don't work.
If you have enough money to make sure that she doesn't need to work, go and deal with her boss every day, deal with all this stress, all these bills, then of course she's going to look up to you and be like, okay, he pays my bills. You know
my man must own about 40,000. I don't work.
I'm like, you know, I grew up in a 1% family. I never expected a dude to pay for everything. I don't know.
I don't.
But I still think like, and I just like both of my parents worked, but my mom still submitted to my dad. Like it wasn't.
The point is this: in every relationship that's beautiful, every relationship that's happy, regardless of the socioeconomic scale, regardless of how rich or poor they are, regardless of how famous they are, regardless of how whatever, in every relationship where people are truly happy, pay attention. The man is in charge. He's the top G of that house. His woman makes him feel that way. She respects him for what he does, and they are happy. We're talking about me out here in the world, social media, whatever. It doesn't matter. Every man wants to be the man of his household, the king of his castle. Every single happy relationship is the same. I genuinely implore you to name a happy relationship where the woman's in charge. Name one. You can't. They end up broken up. She leaves him. Whatever. Name a happy relationship where the woman doesn't blindly say, okay, I won't go to that concert. Name one. There is only one framework in which people are happy. With the man in charge, the woman trusts and respects him enough to let him be in charge, and they're a happy couple in relationship. Any other type of relationship is a time bomb to the end. So if you want a happy relationship, that's what you should be aiming for. You need to be perspicacious enough and think about these things and sit and go, well, that's the only way relationships work. So I need to build it that way.
I think
instead of coming along and believing you're going to reinvent the wheel.
Okay, so I want to guys get...
And the reason I second that point is just because it's just the ways that masculine and feminine energy collaborate with each other. It's the traits in that, the qualities in that, the decisions behind that. Again, like I always say, for a simple example, masculine is passion, feminine is compassion. It's the difference between both of those. Compassion, community, caring for something, for someone. Passion, caring about something or working towards or being, I don't want to use the word passionate, but basically caring about something, some goal, etc., whatever it may be. It's just natural. It's just the natural way to do it. Man, I was looking frozen.
I want to hit one more topic because we're running out of time. So I want to actually give the ladies a chance to say, what do you guys disagree with from the red pill and men-centric content?
Can I go first?
No.
I'm submissive though.
No, Brittany can go first.
I'm not really familiar with all of the topics. I'm assuming like the stuff that you guys talk about are considered the red pill. It's not even like about like
she's like a kid getting candy right there.
Disagreeing. I think I can respect someone's point of view and understand where that truth exists for a lot of people, and I just feel like, okay, cool. Like I don't know. I don't really disagree. It's just a perspective on life. I'm not here to be like, you're wrong for thinking like that. You're wrong for categorizing, using this scale, using that. Like, it's a perspective. It's valid. And I totally see certain angles. Like, there's a lot of stuff that was said that, I mean, there's so many people on this panel, it's hard to talk, but it's like, there's a lot of things I said, okay, maybe I don't agree with, just because, again, my walk of life and what I've seen and how I feel and how I choose to be empathetic towards people, regardless of whatever they've been through. But I don't really...
so it's more, for you, it's the lack of empathy sometimes.
Yeah, I think that's probably it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let...
I mean, the idea is that all this is in good faith. I do what I do as a man for the betterment of my family. You do what you do as a woman for the benefit of our family. You know what I'm saying? It's just... I think it just became such a war. Me versus you and this versus that, and I'm independent. Like being independent is not the end all be all. Having a happy life that you can live fulfillingly was the goal. This is striving to be independent. We are a species of community. I'm telling y'all, like I said, when I was growing up, I heard shit like it takes a community to raise a child. I grew up in a neighborhood where my fucking neighbors would tell on me. Man, your folks, your family might not even have seen it. Your neighbor down the block might be like, oh, I seen such and such child. Everybody knew everybody, bro. So this idea of being independent was not a priority. It was not a flex. It was community was a flex. A group, family, the holistic values of everybody, supporting each other was the flex. Nowadays is, I'm independent. I did this. Like, okay, bye bye.
Esther, go.
You're punishing me, yeah. No worries, but we'll talk.
It takes a village,
what I
right?
really
It takes a
agree
village.
with is the incel culture of men feeling like they're entitled to a woman. A lot of men don't look good. They don't got money. They don't do anything for themselves. And they expect women to want to have sex with them.
Yeah, if you... Yo, I'm telling y'all, I'll never forget that call I had on Patreon. The dude said, bro, I'm not getting any woman. What's going on? And he said he only used dating apps, right? And he said he got 2 swipes in 2 years. How did you expect it? What the fuck? Well, like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got no motion. You ain't doing nothing in life, but you expect a woman to just roll over and just open her legs and do what I want you to do? Come on, man.
Be fucking for real.
Come on, man.
To a woman.
Come on, man.
A lot of men
Be serious.
don't look good.
Come on,
They don't got money. They don't do anything for themselves. And they expect women to want to have sex with them, women to want to be with them.
I just accidentally called my
Why
grandma.
should she want to be with
but
you?
let me ask you a very important...
Why?
Let me ask you a very important question. Those delusional men, do they sleep with women?
Of course not.
Okay.
But they get angry. You see them in Pearl's comments.
Wait.
Oh, she's a modern woman. It's like, no, she doesn't want you because you are a lowlife. Get over it. Go and work. Go to the gym. Go and work on yourself. Go out and get a job. Go and get some money. They just
Hey, y'all know nigga Steve said, he said, what is this talk about modern women? Man, I don't give a fuck if she modern, Martian. Yo, what is a modern woman to a man?
That's what most of the men-centric content tells guys to do. Go to the gym, get your money up, like that sort of thing. Learn game.
No, but that's not what they're doing. What they're doing is saying, oh, women are delusional. Oh, women want this. Why women know what they want. If you want those...
Leslie Barrett, what about Riz Khalifa? Come on now. I ain't never seen nobody use that one.
Women
come on now.
Do what they want.
You don't have,
and then you'll be chosen.
You don't have to worry about the men that aren't getting laid and all the women are ignoring. Okay, yeah, YouTube comments. But besides YouTube comments, they have no voice in society and they don't exist and nobody gives a shit, right? So this is what I was saying earlier about reality slaps men in the face and shows them their place very quickly. Because all these men, reality is showing them their place. There are women who are disagreeable and unlikable and doing wrong things and acting badly and fucking up how to make a man attracted to them. And they're not being slapped in the face by reality because they're still ending up with a partner. So this is the point we're trying to make here. I agree. I know what you're saying about Red Pill. There's a whole bunch of bitter, hate-filled guys. I agree with that.
Yes. Can I just drop another comment? When I came on your show, they were in my DMs. I'm thinking, do you not have things to do with your life? Like the fact that you sit on Pearl's little comments and then come into my social media and then slide in my DMs. Like you really have nothing to do with your life.
Were they hitting on you? Or were they like
Oh no, they were calling me a misandrist.
Some girls get hit on even after they insult.
Oh no, they were calling me a misandrist because of the fact that we just don't want you. Like get over it.
Well, that's just the internet though. Like I get death threats. I get like people insult me.
Yeah, but it's not good enough. I think they're not
death threats. Y'all be drawn.
I just think like you go on the internet, duh.
Y'all be drawn.
Like, yeah, you're gonna get insulted on the internet.
Who hasn't been insulted?
But it's obviously it's quite hard, especially when you're receiving a lot of hate from all these men.
I mean, I get it. I've had hundreds of videos made on TikTok like that go after my appearance. It happens to me like every single day.
You called a girl a whale.
She's a Pisces. She's a Pisces.
Pearl, you called somebody a whale. That is a big insult.
One. I called her a whale after.
He said my BM sending me death threats. Just a regular Wednesday for you, I guess.
After she attacked me, she knocks the mic out of my hand. She called me a slag. I didn't know what that meant at the time. Okay, I had no idea what that meant. She called me a slag, put the mic out of my hand. So of course I'm going to call her a whale. You attacked me first. That's what they never talk about. You got called a whale because you attacked me.
I missed a good episode, it sounds like.
It was a street interview. And this girl, she like knocks the mic out of my hand and they're pulling her back. You slag. And I was like, you're effing whale.
Drunken females.
But it was like, that was a response. I've never called someone on my show a whale individually.
But when I come on your show.
I don't know why I get the vibes like Pearl is the type of girl. Like, as soon as she say something mean, like, she'll just like cry about it. You're like, oh my God, like it just wasn't. Like, y'all know what I'm talking about? It's just something about the way she just said that. Like, I've never called somebody well before my show. Like, all right, this, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, people do that in 7th grade. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool. You ain't a bad person. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You spoke up for yourself. You talk some shit. Yeah, welcome to this how shit get down. You know what I'm saying?
That was a response. I've never called someone on my show a whale
if she think whale is bad, nigga, my 7th grade classroom, my 8th grade classroom,
visually.
But when I come on your show, you were quite rude to me. I'm not gonna lie. No, I'm not gonna lie. The way you conduct your show today was great. Today was great. But when I was on your show last time, you were like, why you talk too much? I'm thinking, who is this woman talking to me like that? I'm not a child, but that's the thing.
Because you kept interrupting everybody the whole show. That's what happened. You kept interrupting.
But so were you.
Because I'm the host.
Yeah,
so today it's like we have a big guest. I'm gonna let him talk. But and no offense, you're just a normal guest. And normal guests, we don't let dominate the entire conversation.
I wasn't dominating.
No. Damn. Me personally, I ain't going. Me personally, I don't know how I feel about that one. But y'all decide what y'all decide what y'all are taking y'all life. You know what I'm saying? I think that statement was crazy. I think you normal guest, regular guest, you deserve respect. And if you being disrespectful, whether you the top G or whether you a random person, disrespect is disrespect, respect is respect. You know what I'm saying? But that was crazy.
You probably talked 70% of the time. And so I have to interrupt you and stop you because you're talking and nobody else in the room had a chance. And nobody else in the room had a chance to talk. I understand.
Hold on. Somebody said, look at Auntie face. Hold on.
But so were you.
Because
Auntie love this shit. They've been fighting the whole show.
Because I'm the host.
Yeah,
so today it's like we have a big guest. I'm gonna let him talk. But you're just, and no offense, you're just a normal guest.
This is like personal.
And normal guests, we don't dominate the entire conversation.
I wasn't dominating the
conversation. You probably talked 70% of the time. And so I have to interrupt you and stop you because you're talking and nobody else in the room had a chance. And nobody else in the room had a chance to talk. I understand I interrupt people, but that's part of your job as a host is to control the conversation. And if anything, I probably control the conversation less than I should compared to most hosts.
No, but I think it's the way that you were rude. You could just be like, okay, let the next person talk. You were like, why are you talking to me? That is so rude. Because we had tried multiple times to tell you nicely. Multiple times to tell you nicely, and it just kept escalating. That is not true. I think you're trying to gaslight me right now because that's not true.
Okay.
The thing is, you didn't agree with what I was saying, and then you.
Chat, we're gonna mind our business. This has nothing to do with us.
You and Auntie resulted to insults.
That's
the reason. That's the reason I would say I'm not coming for you right now. But
somebody said holy barnacles.
Because you know what, it's your show. But what I'm trying to say is,
coming for us. You are coming for us. You just open your mouth. You are coming for us.
Listen. What I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is,
how was I rude to you? No, how was I rude to you? Why you call my name into it? How was I rude to you?
But you were rude.
How was I rude?
You were rude.
This is just my point of view. You told a story where you said her self-awareness is very, very low. Because I've only seen this show. This is the first one I've seen fully. And from the very beginning, she was disrespecting Auntie. And then when Auntie reacted to her disrespect, she commented on how she reacted. Common manipulation tactic. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I do something to you. You react, I comment on your reaction to make you feel like you're wrong for reacting the way you did, but you're only reacting to something I did. So we're not going to talk about the problem or the disrespect in and of itself. Let's talk about how you handled it. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't say
you're too nice about it, Pearl. You're saying it too nice. Listen, right? You come on the show.
Oh shit! She said you saying it too nice, Pearl. Let me say it.
You're too nice about it, Pearl. You're saying it too nice. Listen, right? You come on the show. You come on the show, right? I don't care right now because you come on the
streets. You calm down.
You come on the air.
You sound like a hooligan. Please just slow down.
If I sound like a hooligan,
you sound like a hooligan. Didn't she talk about insults?
You calm down.
You come on the air.
They're talking at the same volume. When she talks like that, she's a hooligan. The disgust in her face. Come on, man. Y'all see the hypocrisy.
Right. I don't care right now because you come
on the streets.
You calm down. You come on the air.
You sound like a hooligan. Please just slow down.
If I sound like a hooligan, don't tell me about calm down, right?
You're shouting at me. Why are you shouting at me?
Hang on. I heard Mr. Tate talking, right, with passion, right, and loud.
Didn't she say something earlier about not being a kid? Why is she acting like one? Yo, I swear to God, I remember her comment. She said, I'm not a child. You cannot tell me what to do. Blah, 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 blah. Why are you acting like one? She literally throwing a whole temper tantrum, bro. Acting innocent, acting like a... Yo, sis, you were yelling. You were talking just as loud. You also were quick to name call as well. And throw shade and be disrespectful. I'm just witness as a viewer. I didn't even come here for this. I came here to react to the debate. But like, come on, man. You got to be more self-aware. Then this whole victimhood. Are you even listening to what she's saying? Probably not.
I had no way to tell him to calm down, right? You're there shouting off your mouth, right?
Women, childish women.
I am being loud.
Right, she gonna yell and then play victim. Oh God, move. Exactly.
I am being loud. Don't tell me about calm down.
Brick wall. This is brick wall right here. She got brick wall Hall of Fame in her mind. Let's see what she's about to say. What she's about to say is gonna say a lot about her and her maturity.
Shouting off your mouth, right? I am being loud. I am being loud. Don't tell me about calm down. Because when he was talking, who was you screeching at? Listen, right, as far as I'm concerned, don't even think about coming on Pearl's show and disrespecting her. You've done it already, and now you're coming back here to do it again. Pearl wasn't rude to you.
She was
right?
rude to me.
Pearl wasn't rude to you.
Yes,
you know what? Because we spoke the truth, not your truth. Not your truth. Because at the end of the day, it's all out there. If you don't know what a woman is, and you can't say what a woman is,
you know you're actually a bully. You're actually a bully. Because why?
The tension in this fucking room could pop a fucking balloon. God damn. Woo, somebody open the window, chat. It's hot as hell. Yo, somebody, did she call her a bully?
Not your truth, because at the end of the day, it's all out there. If you don't know what a woman is, and you can't say what a woman is,
you know you're actually a bully. You're actually a bully. Because why? I'm like 3 times less your age, and you're screaming at me. Like, calm down.
You can't do that.
Don't come and say this is a podcast. Have some manners, auntie. Like, what?
Such a bully.
I don't understand this.
Stop.
Manners.
Stop. Okay.
All right, guys, let's take a second.
Ooh, no seconds. Only firsts.
Explain why the women came for you. That's all I was saying.
To be fair, then you called me racist and sexist on another podcast.
I said your followers.
No promo. They ain't sponsoring me, sweetheart. I can't condone that. I can't put that on air. You know what I'm saying?
Your followers were racist.
I said jump scare. Why y'all actually bullies?
Because they call me a degenerate Nigerian woman.
Okay.
Did they not?
Okay.
Did they not?
Okay.
Y'all crazy, man. Y'all crazy.
Okay, so you're disagreeing. Let's go back. Let's
I
go back to the
said
topic.
jump
Your
scare.
disagreement with the red pill.
Yo, y'all crazy,
so the
man.
incel culture.
Y'all rude as fuck.
Bad comments.
Y'all rude as fuck.
No, not the bad comments. The fact that they just feel entitled. When women say what they want, they feel so entitled that women need to change that. It's like, no, women like what they like. Just like a man likes a woman that looks good, a woman that cooks, a woman that's younger. Like he said, someone that's not.
Whoa. This is the last crazy comment on me. I fuck Pearl before Tate? Huh? What's wrong with y'all? Bro, y'all just get on these fake accounts and type anything. What? I had to pause the chat and everything, man. That was crazy.
Being traumatized. There's not been through so much experience. Like, we don't cry about it.
Yes, we do.
Do you know what women do now?
Yes, wait. I need to stop you there. Yes, we do. What is body positivity?
Insane.
What is slut shaming? We do cry about it, and we cry about it loud on every social media platform. We do.
Yeah,
wait, I'm just going to give you an equivalent. There's no short man shaming. No, you don't hear the men crying about that. Women by and large
cry about it.
No, they don't. Do. Do you see short men being pushed to be on the cover of magazines? Where they say we need more short men, short male models.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Where they're putting plus size women on the cover of magazines.
Tom Cruise.
Oh, okay.
Is short as
I think he's like 5'8" to 5'10", which is average actually. Like most women don't know. Only 15% of men over 6 foot.
Yeah. Okay, I think everyone should be positive about what they have. Like, you know what? If you don't have money, like, own it. Be happy with yourself. And because a woman doesn't want you, that's okay.
It's fine. I agree with you, but I'm saying like men have to deal with the consequences. Like an average chick can still sleep with an NBA player who's like a top 10%.
They want
dumbass NBA player, man.
Okay. I'll give you an example. Okay, I've had guys on that level message me. I think I'm an average chick. I would never in my right mind think that any of them would take me like.
But you're rich.
But I'm.
Pearl, they want your money.
Men don't care about your money. No, they don't.
Some men do. Some men do.
Should I take the bag? Listen, the bag ain't a problem, but if you got it, come on in. You know what I'm saying? Ain't never got no problem with no bag. You know what I mean?
Pearl's not rich.
Come on.
What? She's from a rich background. So they're seeing
but I'm saying men don't care about your money. So
some men do. Some do.
That's bums. Bums care about your money. Okay,
No, it's the
I personally
status,
don't like bums. That's just not my thing. That might be your thing.
Okay, you want a high value man.
I'm not saying high value. I'm saying I don't care about your money. Okay,
No, it's the
I
status,
personally
though.
don't like bums. That's just not my thing. That might be your thing.
Okay.
Your thing is crazy. Chat, she talking about y'all? Damn Ty. Why y'all saying damn Ty? What? Damn Ty. Hey, show me a band right now. Show me a band right now. Show me a band.
Okay, you want a high value man.
I'm not saying high value. I'm saying I don't like guys that don't have jobs. Just for
Can I just say something that's going to shock everybody? I would like to hear what Denarva's got to say now.
Oh my days! You know how much I've been holding on to my seat. Like, when is it my turn to unleash everything that's been in my head? Okay, cool. Question was again, sorry.
What do you disagree with from the red
Check
pill?
your Insta. We'll check after this video. We're going to check.
The red pill movement is
we're going to check. All the people that said, damn Ty, show me a band. We could go band for band, nigga. And I'll bet you I'm going to look like the Beatles. Fuck you talking about?
That it fails to understand that it has extreme limitations because you focus a lot on the extremities of things. And I will revert that back to me. I don't think the red pill addresses the fact that there were a lot of housewives that were left widowed quite young and therefore had no choice but to step up in transition into a strong and evolved modern woman. And I say that because my dad passed away when I was 12 and I didn't have a man in my life to be able to show me the way, not only because there's really just not many men in my life, because my mom focused her energies and efforts into raising us and providing for us because she didn't have a man. And I don't think it would be fair to even expect my mom to, when we're all 12, 13, 14, to go and find a new man, because actually that creates even more issues within the home for us to even to accept him, especially because we had a close relationship with my dad. With that said, what the red pill movement fails to address, empathize with, and look for solution is for all the women and the men that come from these sorts of homes where actually it is not your fault that you are a product of your environment. So when you're telling me about housewife, you're masculine, you're this, you're that, I have to say, my mom raised 4 daughters on her own. By my age, she had the 4 of us moved freshly to the UK. Of course, she's going to hustle. Of course, I'm going to go through education. Of course, I'm going to work. Of course, I'm going to have to be strong with myself because there's no man to protect me. So because I've had this sort of background, I've had this sort of experience, people tell me your traumas make you less likable, or maybe you're too masculine as a woman. No, I am a survivor of a woman, actually, because I didn't have men around me. And I am actually, again, also capable of being a wife. I know how to cook. I know how to actually speak to my man, please him verbally and physically.
Okay, so what's the disagreement?
And I'll explain to you. And I'll explain to you the solution side of things where I've actually, the whole show, I've proved that without having any friction with Andrew Tate.
Yo, what the fuck? Yo, why y'all playing so much? This is a serious video.
But I come up with my own solutions where I don't have to compromise who I am, but I can still please you as a man. You told me your favorite car is that one, even though I like that one. I'm like,
much,
you know
man.
what? I like that one, but looking at yours is really nice too, you know. I really like you. You got good taste. It's that simple. What people what people are failing to do with the red pill movement is to understand that there can be a compromise. Because I've had to compromise my life as a woman to be able to survive because I didn't have a man around me.
Okay, you think the red pill doesn't believe in compromise?
No, it doesn't deal with the victims of society, of situations that is just life.
Okay. Do you have any points for them? Both of those?
Yeah, I can talk about the red pill. I can complain about it just too. I think there is, to be fair, I do think there is a lot of angry, bitter men which are attracted to it. And those are the ones that will leave these stupid comments. My point was
you know the Tate dick suckers got mad at me when I said that. Y'all act as if I have to agree with. I don't agree with the fuck anything everybody says. I'm not a fucking follower or a bot like most of you androids. I made a video on that. I talked about this. Some people was like, "Well, what red pill are you talking about?" Well, no, nigga. I came on these videos and was giving advice. It seemed like a desperation to humble women's egos. Like, nigga, if she thinks highly of herself, that's not going to bother me. But if she's argumentative and just always wants to fight and she act like we enemies or Nah, then obviously, yes, that's a problem. But they all jump on this internet. It's like, yo, it's like this bitterness and hatefulness towards women, assuming every woman going to cheat, assuming if Drake come in when my woman going to fuck him. Like, goddamn, nigga, who hurt you? Women have treated me very well in my life. I don't understand this inclination to hate them or bitterness towards them. Yes, okay, you've been cheated on. Yes, a woman has used you, manipulated you, taken advantage of you. But you have allowed that to happen. You have chosen to allow that to happen in your life. I'm not going to sit around and complain about women. The fuck?
But my point is
that all the dumbass. Oh my God! Don't get me started.
They're already being punished by God and by society, so don't worry about it. My point is that if a woman doesn't act correctly, she doesn't feel the true sting of punishment. Not in her prime years. She may feel it later, but in her prime years, it doesn't fucking even matter, which is why they do it. Whereas if a man doesn't have his shit in order, trust me, he knows very well because his reality sucks. And that's why he's sending you DMs, because he's lonely. Because if he had a life, he wouldn't bother, right? So there's that part of it. It does attract a lot of angry, bitter people, but I think that's...
I go to all you niggas that ever sent a DM in your life, man.
Because life's very difficult as a man, like we said earlier, and some of them end up angry and bitter. The answer to all things, I believe, whether you're a man or you're a woman... to try and heal all rifts between the genders. I think whether you're a man or you're a woman, the answer to all things in life is to take absolute and utter self-accountability for all the good and all the bad. You must look at yourself and realize that everything good that happened in your life is your fault, and everything bad that happens in your life is completely your fault. And with that, having that high degree of absolute accountability, it doesn't matter. Even if it rains outside, I blame myself. Because I didn't have to be in London, right?
No, on some real shit, chat. The more locked in I am, the less I make time for women, like completely. I feel as though when I had the most time for women, or a big roster, I'm messing with all these different chicks, I'm seeing this one this many times a week, and it's like I just wasn't doing stuff with my time. But when I'm really locked in on some shit like this, I'm going places, I'm going here, running errands for this. Any woman that's involved in my life, it's some type of, it has to make sense. Like, okay, can you look out for this? Can you benefit from that? If it's none of that, you ain't in my life. I'm not just like sliding a bunch of DMs. No, I don't even like the majority of women just because she bad, she pretty. What does that mean? You know how many pretty bitches I've seen in my life? Like, that don't mean shit to me at this point in my life. I don't care about that. Oh, you gonna give me some pussy fat? I don't care. I get pussy if I could turn around and snap my finger and get some pussy. By any way that a man can get it. Never paid for no pussy in my life. I got enough money, I go pay some pussy. If it really was about that, I could go get it anywhere I want. And I think that, like, I feel, man, I feel like y'all judge me, Chad. Y'all just assume I'm a hoe. Like, these bitches can't touch me.
Stayed in Dubai.
Can't even get close to me.
So I'm responsible for absolutely everything.
Man, come on, man.
Do that.
Be serious.
You pay attention to things and you try your very best to mitigate the negative circumstances.
They can't get close to me, Chad.
And work your hardest. You're going to have a pretty good life.
They cannot touch me, man.
I believe that men and women...
No, Chad, let me be honest. I might flirt a little bit. But that's just my personality. I swear to God, chat, on everything I love. It's just my charm and charisma is just a part of who I am. But for her to say like, oh, we had sex. Hold on now.
In our best as a team. I don't think any woman will be truly happy without a man, and I certainly know that no man will be happy without a woman. I think it's absolutely beautiful when we work as couples. And we create families and we stick to our...
Come on now. See, listen, my nigga move no, man. Come on now.
Strengths.
Unhand me, heathen.
Stick to what they're good at.
Move.
And a woman sticks to what they're good at. That makes them the most powerful
why
team
we playing so much?
Hold on. Myself, because I didn't have to be in London, right? I could have stayed in Dubai, and it wouldn't have rained. So I'm responsible for absolutely everything. And if you do that, you pay attention to things and you try your very best to mitigate the negative circumstances and work your hardest, you're going to have a pretty good life. I just want to finish by saying that I believe that men and women are best as a team. I don't think any woman will be truly happy without a man, and I certainly know that no man will be happy without a woman. I think it's absolutely beautiful when we work as couples and we create families and we stick to our strengths. When men stick to what they're good at and a woman sticks to what they're good at, that makes them the most powerful team on the planet. And the world we're living in now, we have societal pressures and propagandas which are trying very hard to divide and split the genders. But truthfully, the power and the beauty of the universe relies on us working together. So it's been very nice speaking to you ladies. I'm only upset that you ran out of clementines and I'm stuck with limes.
I was going to say, give this man an orange. And those are my limes, so you can
There's melon out there.
Oh, okay, we got melon. But yeah, all in all, I think it's good, and I also think that discussion is very, very important. And I think that a lot of these issues are delicate and are nuanced, and people listening to conversations like these and hearing the different points of view and understanding each other is a fantastic.
He is spinning right now. You know, I literally went on this tangent when Myron went on the Cheyenne Reynolds podcast. You know, the Glazers, the Glazers, the red pill Glazers. Oh, Ty, blah, blah, blah. I made this whole tangent, this whole point. I got dick sucked for it. You know what I'm saying? They sucked my dick for it. But they glazed them for this.
It's a way to progress.
It's just
and we're
sad,
entering
man.
brand new territory.
She on the meat, though. I see that?
And perhaps you can call me old-fashioned. I don't think it's going to be as good as it was in the olden days, but we're going to find out. So, interesting.
He this. Who y'all think he looked at?
Good as it was in the olden days, but we're going to find out.
Who y'all think laughed and smiled? Come on now. Come on now.
Okay, thank you guys all for coming. We'll do a little round of applause for the panel. So why don't we go around, and any final thoughts, any social media you want to plug, you can do it now. So start here and then go around.
All right, we're going to end it right there, chat. We two and that. Man, I might as well fucking finish it to the end.
I mean, I'm good.
Okay.
You already know who she is. I have more like a request. Is that okay? Could you say my name, please?
I should have fucking ended it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, yo. I didn't just hear that. I didn't just hear that. Let me go back like 10 seconds. Let's rewind. Let's try to say, I didn't just hear that. I didn't just hear that. I did not just hear that. I knew I should have. Something told me to end that shit. But I said, you know, we watched 3 hours. We might as well finish it. Oh my God, bro. Did I just play it 5 seconds to hear her say that? There's no way.
I'm good.
Okay.
You already know who she is.
Who's she talking to? Is it somebody behind Tate? Chat, hold on, chat. We judging a book by its cover. It might be somebody behind Tate. She might not be talking to Tate. Let's see, chat.
I have more like a request.
Let's see.
Is that okay? Could you say my name, please?
I can't pronounce it.
Oh my, bro, she might get a room. Get a room. God. Yo.
Alva.
Dinalva.
That's it.
Dinalva.
Top G. Dinalva and Andrew Tate.
Dinalva.
Sagittarius team representing.
Okay.
Follow me on the gram, dinalva.ao. He said the name, so you know it's legit. Yeah. Thank you, Pearl.
Oh my God. Look at Brittany rolling her eyes. No, this is crazy. Chat, are we witnessing what I think we just witnessed? What the
My final thoughts with just...
Okay, look at Auntie face. Oh, mind my business.
Thank you, Pearl.
My final
thoughts... All right, go on, sis. Get yours by any means. You know what I'm saying? She shooting her shot, chat.
Just reflect on everything we've been speaking about.
You know, do what you gotta do, sweetheart.
I just think
you know what I'm saying.
Men and women
my
need to listen to each other.
Did.
I picked up a lot on what Tate was saying about how women need to be a bit more agreeable, make their man feel like he's the only one. Agreed. But also, men need to listen to women as well. She needs to feel protected. She needs to feel like you're going to be there. Protected. You're not going to leave her for another woman. She needs to feel secured. Like, can we all just listen to each other and what we want in each other? And that's the only way we can strengthen the family unit. That's all I have to say. And please follow me, Esther, your Nigerian queen.
She formed today. Probably the best sentence she formed today.
See this lady.
Okay.
You can't see. You're right.
I'm cool. I just think that my final thoughts, when it's out there, it's out there.
She put up 100 points this game, chat. She don't gotta say nothing. She can just she can do whatever she want now.
You said it. That's how I feel. And yes, we've all been through trauma. I'm sick of hearing about it. I don't mind if you got trauma you don't know. But if you know you got trauma, sort it out. I don't want to hear about it. Call me lack of empathy. No, just lack of bullshit. You know you got trauma, sort it out. And sometimes when people are talking, women need to listen. Sometimes women need to spend too much time talking. Because I'm sure that half of what Mr. Tate said was totally lost or mixed around or misunderstood. And I don't give a shit if anybody thinks I'm rude. This is who I am, and if you don't like it, it's tough because I ain't changing. My final thoughts.
Tell them to subscribe to your YouTube. She just hit 15,000.
I'm not even.
I made you a YouTube channel.
Yeah, and Auntie Jenny, American spelling with the Y, Jenny, YouTube. Instagram is nothing on this. So don't go on Instagram.
Tell them about your call-in show.
Oh yeah, and I have a call-in show. And I'd like to have a call-in show. The next one, women can phone in and disagree with anything I've said. Anybody that wants to phone in and disagree.
I feel like it's super entertaining to watch Auntie just do her thing.
Phone in live, disagree with me.
Being married. She said she's married 32 years.
I'll take it. Whatever you disagree with me on, I'm going to have a disagreement show. Phone up and disagree with me. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Because I can do it. Because I'm a female OG. I learned that the other day.
Doesn't sound very agreeable.
I learned that the other day.
Andrew, do you have anything else you want to plug?
Yeah, my Instagram.
Y'all not say OG in the UK?
My YouTube, I'm banned. My Facebook banned. I've got MySpace. Anyone got MySpace?
No, you
Thomas had banned me. I'm on MySpace. Find me on MySpace. No,
Rumble.
I'm on Rumble. Yeah, I was about to say. I'm on Rumble, which is better than YouTube in every way. Sorry, YouTube. Rumble.com/Tate Speech, and the website is CobraTate.com. But most people tell me, listen, I can't avoid your face on Instagram or TikTok anyway, so it doesn't matter if I'm banned because I'm still around. But CobraTake.com, I recommend to people, if you like what I say, I have a free email list. Sign up to the free email list. I send an email every single day about different topics. Some are for the guys, some are for the girls, but they're all on there.
Tate Speech, that's sick.
Tate Speech.
Okay, thank you guys all for...
It's sick. Oh, my God. Shit. You know what, chat? As the MVG, most valuable glazer of the NGA, the National Glazing Association, she leaves no low-hanging fruit. She leaves no crumbs on the table. She doesn't. MVG for a reason, man.
Coming. Guys, like the video on your way out. Subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell. Make sure you sign up.
Chat, that's where we close the YouTube video. You know what I'm saying? It's a long reaction. And we end it right there.